let us get started. And the way we're going to start is I'm going to take some time to go to each character and you're going to be introducing yourself to the world as you see it. And you're all going to go through pretty much the same opening, but I imagine you're all going to have vastly different reactions to it. So, with that in mind, rather than arbitrarily pick one of you, I'm going to make you all roll initiative so you know how initiative's done.
Superb.
I see.
And there will be times tonight where, because I am a player who is GMing this to show off to Patreon and to introduce all of you guys while Moon is still technically on vacation, I'm going to have long conversations with myself. So please do not get weirded out by me having conversations with myself or misconstruing accents. And somebody is feedbacking from somewhere. Okay, there we go. Anyway, I would just put the whole stack in and then pull it out and count out what you need.
I tried to put the whole stack in, and it bounced back out after I put it in.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, that's why I was like, "What is this doing here?" And then put it back in.
So the way
and now it says I only have 1 crown and 4 shillings and 2 pennies.
Okay, that's
It's because the whole stack counts as one in there.
okay. So everyone, the way initiative works is you take a die, 1 die, and you'll notice you have this big area for personal items and temporary items and notes and stuff. Yeah, you just take that 1 die and you roll it, and you add your total agility score.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
So in my case, I have a 34 initiative.
Where's my die? That's a 9. So my total initiative is 38.
Okay, and then you mark it on your counter over there.
D10 plus agility?
D10 plus your raw agility number.
Okay, so agility is a 50 for me.
On a side note, if you have an animal companion, they go on your turn. If they're a familiar, they go on their own turn.
We got a 54.
Damn.
30.
Who has a agility in the 40s? Okay, never mind. That makes sense. All right, so I can just go around here and I can see we have a 50, 38, 34, a 30, and a 54. All right, so Shiny Star, you're up.
I'm not done with my horse.
Well, you can get done with your horse while I take care of the others after I'm done with you.
Fair enough.
So, I take us now to the entrance to Wiesenheim, where all of your intros left you off during your interviews, aka somewhere over here near Wiesenberg. You're all approaching, and Andre, you arrive at a tavern. This is the 4th tavern you've gone to tonight. The offer for 1 shilling per rat killed in the sewer has enticed far too many people to show up and try their luck. So you're trying to find a place to stable your horse and to sleep tonight. And as you walk in, like every other tavern in town, this place, there is standing room only. Not only is the stable full, but also the people who are just arriving to kind of tie their horse to a hitching post, the hitching posts are full. This is your 4th tavern tonight to do this, and yet you're still welcomed into the tavern. Please, describe to us, Andre.
Well, I'm going to make my way towards the bar if I can. I'm
Oh,
gonna try and just hitch my.
hold on.
Oh.
Describe your character. Introduce him.
Ah, yes. Coming into the bar is in a rattle of chainmail is a knight from distant Bretonia. I'm clad in the finest of glittering chainmail, and my horse neighs in the background. I have my male coif up, and I'm just kind of observing the bar as I'm traveling these distant lands on a noble quest.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I sent a question to you, Fiora, when you get the chance.
Sure, let me look at that question quick. Yes, I agree. IDK Studios, we're only here for slow motion train wrecks. Also, hi Lori, hi Morons. Anyway, so you get into the bar, and the barmaids at this point are running around taking orders from people standing up, and then so a barmaid comes up to you. She's bedraggled. She looks like she's had a night. And she looks at you and goes, "Oh, please don't tell me you're another drunk who thinks he's a noble."
Ah. Nope. I am in fact a noble. And I am not drunk. At least not yet.
Oh.
Though perhaps I could fix that. And then
Praise
I show a gold coin.
She takes a deep inhale, looks at you, reaches up, gingerly takes the coin. "What would you be having tonight, my dear? My name is Beatrice, and I am..." She straightens her hair, straightens up, pushes her bust up so that her boobs stick out a bit more. "I am completely at your service."
Ah, yes. Well, I'll take whatever passes for a fine meal and glass of wine from this area. And then food and board for my compatriot. And I'll gesture to the horse that's like at the door of the bar, unhitched.
He pauses for a moment. "Let me go speak to the tavern keep, and perhaps we can make an arrangement of some sort." And
I'm sure we can.
She runs back off to the bar. After it's bustling, it's harsh in here. Things are not what we would call
Ideal.
I wouldn't necessarily say ideal, but things are not what we would call cozy. This is by far the busiest bar you've ever been to. The roar of people talking, you wonder how people can hear themselves, much less be heard. And after 7 or 8 minutes, finally, someone else comes up to you. And it's not Beatrice, and they're flanked by Beatrice.
Got it.
And he stops and looks at you and goes, "Ugh." It's a very gruff-looking man. He doesn't exactly look like he's new. He looks like he's seen quite a few years. And he goes, "Are you the gentleman who gave my waitress the full gold crown?
Ah, indeed, that is I.
Ah, I see. So,
Yes, I require room and board. I
now
need.
hold your horses. He looks at the horse at the door. You included. Your horse looks dumbfounded by that statement. I don't exactly have what I would call traditional room and board available. But I'm willing to strike you a deal.
And what deal would that be, my good sir?
I do have a house. It's just across the street. And no one's in there. It's a spare house. We've been meaning to convert it to make an extension of the tavern, and I haven't had the time before this rush of adventurers showed up. So, with that in mind, you can go stay in it. And
Yes, I think that'll be sufficient.
and I'm assuming you are a knight of an order?
Ah, yes, I'm from distant Bretonia and here to fix the monster problem you seem to have here.
Oh, a Bretonian knight. Oh, even better, even better. All right, so listen here, youngin, because you are young to me. I've been doing this for a long time. I'm going to turn this into a bit of a quest for your Bretonian self. Are you ready?
Go on.
If you are able to stay in that house all night and come out the next morning, I will agree to sell it to you for 10 crowns. Now, you're not a fresh off the gangplank knight. You've been around the block a time or two. 10 crowns is a bit too good to be real for a house.
Yeah, that seems pretty suspect. Is there like a sense motive? Let me see here.
Sense motive in this game is played off of your perception or charm, your choice.
Well, I am quite the charmer, so I would say, well, while I haven't gotten a look at the establishment you're putting me in for the night, I do have to wonder, why is the property value so low in the area? Is it due to the monsters or something else?
It's a few things, but mostly it's due to the fact that I can't get anybody to sleep in there for a night. People keep telling me it's haunted. I keep telling them they're full of rubbish.
Sometimes there is truth to legends.
Now that may be, but I've slept in there for a night and ain't nothing happened to me. I've slept in there for a week straight because my wife kicked me out. I mean, to be fair, I was looking at that tavern wench with some intent. She made me fire her. That is not the right music.
You're good.
It's okay.
Ominous adultery.
It's still okay. Music player's stuck for a second. Okay, when it fixes, it fixes.
Expensive.
But if you stay there for the night, I mean, 10 gold crowns to take it off my hands, that ain't bad. And it's the only place I got for you, and it's the only place you can find in town. Because I promise you can go to 20 taverns. And they're all going to tell you they ain't got a room, and we ain't got one tonight either. So, your choice. You can sleep on the street, or you can sleep in a house that nobody's lived in, and that's under renovation.
I do suppose I will find myself across to that house after a meal and some wine.
Oh, but of course, Beatrice. And Beatrice pulls out a nice big thick cut of ham covered in brown gravy. She's got sweet peas and snap peas mixed together over next to it. This what can only be described as a mashed baked potato, where someone cut a baked potato in half, then mashed the insides as the bowl, but kept the skin intact enough that it didn't start leaking.
You're making me hungry now. I graciously thank them. Oh, thank you for your empirical hospitality. You have quite the hearty food in this region. Oh. Sound fail.
Not all players have loaded the audio clip. Okay.
Oh, that's fine.
Note to self, load the audio clips beforehand. That's on me.
You're good.
So, you got your meal. You met Beatrice. It's a good night.
Got my drink on.
Is there anything else you want to do?
I'm gonna kind of look at the riffraff. There, you said there's been a bit of a flood of adventurers to the area.
Mm-hmm.
How capable do these people look? Like, do they not look like they're gonna return?
Some of them look quite scary. And then some of them look like Farmer Brown got up this morning and was feeling frisky. So it's a pretty mixed bag.
Fair. Well, I am going to, since my horse isn't hitched, I'm going to make sure that my my horse is taken into the house from the street.
Okay. Well, there's a hitching post at the house across the street. And no one is touching it. It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird to see, like, the street is lined with horses and carriages, and then there's just this gap
around the house,
specifically in front of the house.
Yeah, that's adding up. At the bar, does it look like there's anyone of the priestly sort?
Oh yeah, there's a priest of Sigmar in here, straight up preaching that for people to repent and that they should come work for the priest of Sigmar, or come work for the Church of Sigmar. They are straight up preaching in a noisy tavern.
Yep, that adds up. In between, his preaching, I'll approach him to inquire about some rumors of the area. I'll I'll tell him, oh, excuse me, my fine vestmented fellow, but I couldn't help but notice hear of unclean spirits lingering around this area. You wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you?
There we go.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, I don't... Unclean spirits? Of course not. The Temple of Moor does their job excellently, and the Sigmarites support them in every endeavor. I have no idea of these unclean spirits you're speaking of.
Well, I've heard a tale across the street that the empty house there contains unclean spirits.
He leans over, looks past you, looks past the door. There ain't no empty house over there. Are you all right, son?
I look over there.
There's a house.
Curious. I do suppose that will be all for now.
Well, all right. If you require a blessing because you are seeing the unclean spirits of the other side, come talk to me. I will happily bestow upon you the blessing of Sigmar for a proper alm.
I think my first guess is maybe that their alcohol was bad. Am I feeling buzzed from that wine?
No.
Hmm.
You do not feel buzzed at all.
Does anyone here look magically inclined?
Yes, but I have to step in and say you cannot talk to them yet for reasons.
Yeah, that's fair. That was my assumption. Hmm. Is there like a bard? Is there actually music going on in the bar?
Yeah. There's two bards. It's a battle of the guitars.
Battle of the Mandolins.
Yeah, it's a battle of the
These-
mandolins. One halfling bard
Oh,
is
yeah.
just going at it, and there's an elf bard on the other side going back at it like they have a rivalry or something. And it's
Nice.
there's a clear defined point in the bar where you can tell that the music clashes in such a way it's as if it creates a sound barrier. So if you're on one side of the barrier, you hear what the elf is playing, and if you're on the other side of the barrier, you hear what the halfling's playing. Like they are
Seems
Battle
like
of the Mandolins full on.
Seems like they set this place up with some really good acoustics. Well, those Imperials are quite the ingenious folk. I will ask the halfling, of course not just like interrupt him, but when he's free, I'm going to ask him for rumors and if he knows anything about the house across the way, or if he can even see it.
You're gonna
So
ask the
I'll say,
halfling.
Yeah.
You were asking for someone magically inclined. The elf there's an elf standing right there, but we're gonna go talk to the halfling.
Well, they're honest people.
Halfling looks at you, gives you a strange look, like you're not real, and goes
I
back to
assure
playing.
you I'm quite real.
He goes back to playing. He doesn't even talk to you about it. He goes back to playing. And if you try to talk to him, he sings. And if you talk to him, and if you try to talk louder, he sings louder.
I've heard of ghosting, but this is ridiculous. I'll ask the elf. Clearly the superior lot.
So what do you say to the elf exactly?
I say, excuse me, your folk are known for their keen senses, but no one else seems to notice the derelict house across the way.
The
Do your
moment
keen eyes notice it?
The moment you mention across the way, he hits a note foul, and there's a loud twang, and a string on his mandolin just immediately breaks.
I visibly cringe.
He looks at you, starts pulling out a new string to get on there so he can, and he stares at the halfling like the halfling sent you, and he goes, yeah, there's a house over there. I don't know nothing about it though, and I wouldn't sleep in it tonight. And goes back to playing.
Hmm. Maybe I think I'd like to try and recall if there's anything that repels spirits, like any kind of herbs or anything like that.
There's all sorts of legends or ideas of how to repel spirits.
Yeah. Would that maybe apply common knowledge Bretonia?
Nope. That would be entirely different knowledge, actually.
I mean, that's fair. I'll take a raw chance, I'm assuming.
Yeah, you'd be on a raw chance, which is 10%.
Minus 10%.
No, you just roll 10. Raw chance is 10%. That's the stat.
Ah, okay.
But to
What would it be? Intelligence or something like that?
yes. No, it's the chance.
Oh,
No,
just a raw
the
roll.
stat is 10%. It doesn't matter what your stat is on your character sheet. Raw chance is 10%.
Oh, all right. Gotcha. I mean, I'll give it a shot. I'll kind of go over to the bar, get another glass of wine, and yeah, I'll pay for it. And then kind of mull over and try and remember what could repel spirits. If I've heard anything. No, we got a 92.
You've never really had to deal with spirits. Although the knowledge you'd be looking for is academic knowledge, theology, or common knowledge, superstition.
I will have to make note of that for later advancement.
Anyway. Yeah, you've never, never really run into ghosts. I mean, Grandpa threw salt over his shoulder every time he left the house, but everybody thought Grandpa was a little batty in the head since the 11th Beastman War a half century ago. And he just never was quite right in the head when he came home. Something about shadow magic getting inside his mind and playing five-finger roulette with his brain.
Yep. Hmm. Who's around me at the bar where I'm drinking?
I'm wondering what you're trying to go for now.
I'm mostly looking for someone to help with ghosts because I don't think a sword can kill a ghost.
But
Or anyone else who notices it.
I must remind you, you are a knight of Bretonia. Ghost or no ghost, you would face them.
I know.
And honestly, the house might be suspicious, but it is a free bed.
That's true.
Well, technically not free. You paid a gold crown for it.
Yeah. I mean, but that's chump change.
So,
I will probably ask the Priest of Sigmar for holy water. If he has any, or the ability to make some, and I will pay for his services.
okay, a vial of holy water costs 6 shillings.
And then it's 12 to 1 to gold crown.
Mm-hmm. So hand me a crown. Hand me a crown.
Could I get 2?
Sure, hand me a crown.
Yep. Let me open up the bag.
You just.
There you go.
Did you lock your bag? Did you lock your bag? Oh no, I was looking at it from the wrong direction. Something was blocking it. All right. He hands you 2 vials of straight in front of you, blessed holy water of Sigmar. He actually pulls. He actually pulls out the vial and blesses it in front of you. This way, if someone comes and steals the vial from him, It's not holy yet. He hasn't blessed it yet.
Fair. I thank him for his time. Putting that on the sheet.
Anything else?
I'm gonna look and see if anyone else is kind of clearly stuck without a room and maybe rope some other people into it.
We're gonna get to that then.
Yeah.
All right, so you had a 54. I think we had a 50 on initiative somewhere. We did.
That would be myself.
Hello, Oscar. Oscar
Hello.
Hertzsprung, you're not new to this town. You've been here for a bit. But tonight has been especially egregious. The student engineer's dorm has been evacuated. And it has been evacuated due to a routine cleansing going wrong and discovering a nest of rats. So horrific that the dean of the school told everyone, okay, get out, we're gonna fix this, you can come back in 4 days. So, you have been to 7 taverns, and they're all full. This is your 8th tavern. As you walk in, it is busy and bustling. Please describe what Oscar looks like and what he's doing.
Oscar is somewhat bedraggled from his usual stance. He's had to bring all of his equipment with him. So, to the observer, they would see a fairly unremarkable young man of the Empire, just entered his 20s. Short cropped brown hair in the style of a student, rather fussy pince-nez glasses balanced on his face, and on his back he is awkwardly trying to balance a rucksack full of various engineer's tools, a side sword and a shield, all of which he is rather inexperienced at carrying all at once. As he enters the tavern, he removes his glasses as they immediately begin to fog with the difference between the sweltering, humid, human-filled interior of a tavern and the relatively cold outside air. He just goes, "Oh, Verena, save me. Please tell me this place has a room. Oh, dear." And he's going to start looking around for a member of staff to make inquiries.
It takes you a few minutes to find a member of staff. Go ahead and roll me a fellowship test real quick.
Yeah, absolutely. We can go ahead and do that. So that is going to be against him.
You have a 38. You need to roll under 38.
Yep. Pick up both dice, please. Thank you.
31. Awesome. So as you're trying to find a member of staff, you notice a Bretonnian knight speaking to a grizzled older man who has this who's one of his sleeves is done in this elegant gold cloth, which in it's not Wiesenheim, is it? Wiesenberg is usually used to denote the owner of an establishment. And as the knight finishes talking to him, the knight looks kind of worried and starts going off and talking to a Sigmarite priest. But that would be the owner of the establishment if you wanted to talk to a member of staff right now, before he disappears into the crowd.
Well, my first instinct would be to speak to the gentleman, but the pensive expression on the Bretonnian's face before seeking out a priest does spike Oscar's interest more in the moment, especially since he was just speaking to the landlord.
So, where is this student of the Empire going first?
The first place he is going is actually he's going to wait for the knightly gentleman to finish his activities, and then he is going to politely get his attention and approach with a formal noble's bow.
All right. So as you watch the knight, he goes and talks to a Sigmarite priest. Then Then the priest looks offended to start with, and looks at the knight like he's mad. You watch the knight go and talk to as you're trying to catch up the knight. The crowd is just, it's hard to push through. You're a smaller, thinner man who just doesn't have the weight to throw around to move people out of your way. So you watch the knight go up and talk to the halfling bard, who refuses to speak with him at all. Then you watch him go up and try to talk to the elven bard on the other side of the tavern as you make your NASCAR-esque circle around the tavern pursuing him. And you watch as he's talking to the elven bard, you watch the string snap on the bard's mandolin when he says something, and the elf looks at him perturbed. And finally he goes back to the Sigmarite priest, and you notice he buys vials of holy water.
Curiouser and curiouser.
And so finally you get up to him because it's going to take a minute for the priest to bless the water, and you get up to him as he gets handed 2 vials of holy water, and you may now talk to him because you're standing right next to him.
Pardon me. A good eve, Sir Knight?
Ah, I look at him. I say, good evening to you as well.
Sorry, it's rather cold in here, interfering with my tongue. Oscar Hertzsprung of the lesser noble house of Hertzsprung of Nuln. At your service and your families.
Ah, well met. I am Andre Morhire, Bretonnia noble, from the lands of Carcassonne. I'm here on a noble quest.
Our fair cousins of the western shores. It is a pleasure to meet you, sir. I must confess that you have somewhat piqued my interest. I came in here seeking accommodation, but when I saw your conversation with the landlord and your subsequent immediate consultation with one of our holy brethren, am I to assume that you are having similar issues?
How astute of you. Yes, I've had trouble finding accommodations for me and my horse. However, I have quite the curious conundrum. I was provided room and board for a house across the way, well, of which I would ask, do you even see it? As odd as that may sound.
Oscar immediately looks out the door obligingly.
While you're looking out the door, Oscar, you feel someone brush your shoulder. And when in the split second you look at it, it looks like it was the innkeeper walking past you. And then you look where the knight is pointing, and there is the most peculiar sight. Because as you've gone up and down the market district, the outer district, and now you're in the red light district where the tavern is, you see what looks like this odd place. There's a house here. There's hitching posts in front of it, but the hitching posts are the only unoccupied posts on the entire street. It's as if everyone else can see everything else, but they cannot seem to either bring themselves to this house or notice that it is there. But there's a house there. I'm gonna post in general real quick for you guys what the house looks like. But there's a house there. It looks like someone's been trying to remodel the outside by removing the outer layers of concrete to add new brickwork. And the tiles on top of the house are strangely fresh. Like You would swear if the sun was up, you would all smell the horrifically gut-curdling aroma of settling tar.
Well, Verena, bless my eyes. I could have sworn. I mean, yes, there is, and this town has been overcrowded for weeks since I arrived. How has that stood Yes, there is an empty house there, sir. Although, quite why? I do not recall. I suppose it must have been there. Houses do not simply materialize.
You did not notice this house when you were walking down the street earlier, nor when you came in here.
This defies sense. And yet, that which defies sense is that which draws the curiosity ever closer. Do you have a plan, Sir Knight?
I show you the 2 vials of holy water. I have the starts of a plan.
The joys of the unempirical. Faith undoubtedly works, but I find it distressingly hard to quantify. I take it from your heritage that you are a follower of the good lady?
Ah, of course. As would any knight worth his spurs hailing from my land.
To be sure. Well, as I find myself without accommodation this evening due to the rats, I must confess that my curiosity is piqued, and whatever assistance a humble student of the arts of science can be to you, you shall have them.
Oh, well, that is appreciated. I shall take you up on this offer, good sir. Extend out my hand to shake.
Oscar does reach out with his gloved hand and shake.
All right. And now we move on to the... I'm assuming you two are going to be headed over there shortly then.
Most likely, yeah.
All right, so we move on to our non-human person.
Oh, hello.
Or human question mark, I should
Human
say.
question mark.
Forgive
Yes.
me for assuming your species.
Yes, yeah, please don't assume my species. I have ears. I'm a human just like you.
So, Thess, you have been to 39 taverns tonight. None of them seem to have a room for you.
Well, that's not unusual. That always seems to happen. I've probably stopped in a few of them and played for a bit. I do have a mandolin. I do play.
Do roll me a test then. Do you have?
I have it. It's 20. It's a really low skill. It's 24 because it's fellowship based.
All right, roll me a fellowship to see if anyone gave you a tip.
Okay, hold on. I have to get the screen to move. I forget which keys do what. All right, here we go.
Just
dice.
76.
No tips.
Oh, so
no tips.
How bad is the failure?
40, 50, about 50% ish.
Okay. I'm gonna
I'm
say this to you in the nicest way.
I'm not that good.
The third tavern you're playing in, the innkeeper comes up to you, and he hands you 2 silver shillings, and he tells you, "Here's 2 shillings. Don't play here anymore."
Okay. I could cook for you instead.
No. That'll be all right. Just move on.
Oh, okay.
So, you're coming into this tavern, and as usual, when you open the door... By the way, I put 2 shillings in front of you. When you open the door, there is a pause as a couple of people turn, and there's this slight small area around you that suddenly doesn't have a ton of noise.
Hi!
Please, describe Thess. or
Uh,
as their full name is, Thessasaru.
No, Thesserau.
Thessaral.
It's not Thesserau.
Describe
The
Thessaral
gay song it.
to everyone.
How to begin? I guess to start with, it's big, 6'2", 200 pounds, heavy, heavy cloak, very concealing, but really finely made, and not human. Not human at all. Thesserau is a slender Soros lizard folk. What most folks around here probably have never seen a lizard folk. So lizard folk, period. Green gold edged scales, kind of bright, questioning gold slitted eyes, heavy backpack, obviously been traveling, has a couple of swords at its waist, and mandolin in one hand, blunderbuss across her back, and a low slung, looks like a matchlock pistol on her thigh.
Yes, because this is the only character with gun.
Yes, absolutely. Just bright-eyed and curious, and walks in and is immediately friendly to the people who stop and turn and look at her. Hi.
Okay, before you get too far, I need to know something. How many shots do you have for your pistol?
10.
Okay.
And I have 20
Three.
shots, or 10. I have 10 shots of 2 different types of ammo for the blunderbuss.
And then at the bottom, you have 20 shots for the blunderbuss total?
Yeah, total. But there's 10 slug and 10 shrapnel. Which there's no way to really differentiate.
Yeah, there is.
But I have... Oh, okay. Yeah, there we go.
They flip over.
Yeah.
There you go.
Kind of sandwiched between, I forgot to mention, kind of sandwiched between her backpack and her body is a shield.
All right.
And that's this. That looks like could be the most out of place person here, and is very conspicuously trying not to be out of place. Across the top of her head, she's got a headband with these kind of, they look like ears, kind of attached to the side of it.
There are 3 tavern girls who go to approach you, and they turn around and walk away.
Oh.
Until you're approached by what appears to be an older man. Big old man beard. And comes up and he goes, my name is Hilbert.
Hello, Hilbert.
I run this
I'm
establishment.
Tess. Yes. Hi.
Am I to expect trouble?
No.
Because the Sigmarite priest fainted.
Well, I don't know why. I just kind of want a place to sleep for the night, and I'm joining these people who are going Skaven hunting because Skaven have no place in civilized society.
What's a Skaven?
Rat people.
Oh, rat hunting. Yeah, rat people. What are you talking about? Rat people? Those don't exist. What the hell? I mean, I know scaly people like you exist, but rat people? No, that's preposterous. Anyway.
Oh, okay. Well, rats. I'm rat hunting.
All right. I don't know of the things where you come from, but where Hilbert come from, there ain't no such thing as rat people.
Big and dangerous things usually.
But in the meantime,
I'm here to hunt.
I see. All right. So in the meantime, I got bad news and I got good news.
Okay.
Now the bad news is, as you can see from the huge crowd I have here, we have a shortage of rooms. Now, the good news for you is I might have a place for you to sleep. And since you may be here a little while dealing with all the rat problems, I'd be willing to offer you a rather unique deal. See, I have a house across the street. And he reaches up with it. Now most of his tunic is kind of brown and gray. His pants are this slightly off red color, but he does have this gold sleeve that you've seen in the other taverns denotes the owner of the tavern. It's how Wiesenberg denotes its tavern owners and market stall owners, is they have golden stitched sleeves that have their establishment's logo stitched into the shoulder or the armband area. And he reaches up and he touches you with this arm and he points behind you. There's a house across the street that I own. And you look and there's a house there. You swore you didn't see it when you came in. And the house has no horses hitched out front, despite having 2 hitching posts. Now, I've been renovating it, but seeing as I just don't have the time or energy to really throw into it, and the city is after me to do something with it, I made an offer, and he points over to a Bretonnian knight, to yonder knight over there, that if he could stay in it tonight, and said he was comfortable with it, I'd sell it to him. Dirt cheap. So, you could go sleep there tonight, and if you don't like it, you ain't gotta stay. But hear me out. If you do like it, or you do want to stay, and that knight's up for it, you both can go in on it. And it'll cost you 10 gold crowns total between the two of you. And you got yourself a house. How does that sound?
I've never owned a house before. It sounds great.
All right. Go talk to the noble knight over there and see what he has to say.
Okay.
So,
Well, I guess I'm going to talk to a knight.
Andre, Oscar, as you two are having your conversation and making your plan of action, the most finely dressed person you've ever seen walks up, carrying multiple weapons, a mandolin, and a variety of other objects. But most importantly, the most distinctive one is they appear to be a walking, talking lizard.
I'm gonna roll a dice real quick.
And, I mean, if a lizard could be giddy, she is absolutely enthusiastic and giddy.
I see.
Um,
Ah,
I've never met
apologies.
a knight before. You're a knight, right?
Ah,
That's
yes, I
Bretonia,
am.
Right? That's Bretonia. That's Bretonia heraldry. Yes, that's the word you use. Yes.
Ah, quite the curious sort, aren't you? I am
Yes,
Sir
I'm not from
Andre
around
Morehire.
More higher. Great, excellent. Sir Andre Morehire. My name is Thesserau. You can call me Thess.
Pleasure to meet you, Thess.
And you.
How is it you find yourself here from...
Well, I was traveling with an elven friend of mine who was going someplace that I couldn't go, and they directed me to come here and meet with somebody and drop off a shipment. I've done that, and now there's this hunting and killing rats thing, and it seems like something that is right up my alley. So I figured I'd see what that's about, and it's been a hard time finding a place to sleep. So I'm here, and there's a house across the street, and I hear you're going to cleanse it.
Ah, yes. Me and my studious friend here are contemplating just that. And if you're here to rat hunt, well, So am I, and it appears that maybe we can combine our efforts in this matter.
Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Yes, I have many skills that might be of use. I know how to use a sword, guns, shields. I can sing a little bit. I'm pretty poor at that, but I can play a mandolin. And I know how to cook.
Well, quite the useful lot you are. It appears as though only us three, the barkeep, and the elf playing at the end of the bar that I point to, are the only ones who seem to even notice this house. No one else seems to notice it.
Oh. Well, that doesn't bode well.
Ah,
Still, it'll be interesting.
It is perplexing.
Yes, I agree.
I am
Do-
at least relieved that while houses are appearing out of thin air, it does not appear that me and Andre are the only people who can see the talking lizard. So that is a good sign.
Well, I would hope that other people can see me. I would wonder what it would be like to be invisible. I know that there's some of my species that can do that. I can't, though.
that's real.
You must
Sometimes,
forgive us,
yes.
Cecily. We do not see the folk of the New World in this part of the Empire quite so often.
Well, from our
That is
perspective,
to say, never.
well, from our
And-
perspective, this is the new world.
That is a valid nomenclature.
Yes. I think it's all a matter of perspective.
Talking of perspective, I must say that what studies that I have done that have come across the talk of the lizard folk of Lustria led me to expect beings more taciturn.
Oh, well, it depends on which version of us that we you meet. I'm unique. There's not any others like me.
Well, such is the way of the world. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I do apologize. I do not think I spoke my name. Oscar Hertzsprung of the minor noble house Hertzsprung of Nuln. At your
Ah.
service and your kins.
Thank you. I am Thesserau, as I said. Call me Thess, though. It's easier.
Thess, I shall make a note.
Thank you.
We are going to the fourth, but not quite the last member of our intrepid party, and that is a old man named Rodelon. Rodelon, we have a temporary picture for you. It has been a long trip from the Wizard College of Altdorf. You have... Your carriage has broken 4 wheels. 2 horse collars. And for absolute spite purposes, when your carriage finally got here, one of the axles just fell off.
I see.
You have managed to deliver the letter you were tasked with by your master. But now you find yourself in need of a place to sleep tonight. You've been to 17 taverns, 4 hostels, and 1 egregiously rude noble who called you, and I quote, a cheeky bearded bastard.
Colorful fellow. Colorful fellow.
And now you've arrived at a tavern whose name can be described as an insult to everyone. The Grand Emperor Buckethead.
Well, isn't that interesting?
Like every other tavern here, it's loaded with people. I do need you to do me a favor as you're approaching the tavern. Because you have this skill, and I know you do.
Yes.
I need you Let me look up the name of the skill to make sure that it is something you sent me. And I'm not just espousing things out of my ass. You do, in fact, have magical sense. I need you to make a magic sense roll as you're standing outside the tavern.
That is... What is that?
Magic sense is based is an advanced skill that you haven't put it on your sheet in here yet, but it is an advanced skill that is based on willpower.
Excellent.
Come on, you do that.
So that is... And whoop. Oh, I am find myself 1 dice short.
Oh,
Yes.
percentile dice right there.
Oh, that's true.
Yes, you have the no.
Oh, right. Forgive me. I missed my
Percentiles, yes.
yes. That looks to be an 89. Oh, wait, what? Oh, yeah, 89.
Do you want to spend a fate point and reroll, or do you want to accept the failure?
I would like to spend a fate point and reroll.
Alright, go ahead and spend the fate point to reroll.
We toss the fate point into the DM side.
No.
Oh.
Yeah, that's right. The fate point's up here. Correct. You got it. Never mind.
So,
Player fate point spent.
that is a
29.
29.
That is a success. I'm going to cut the music for a moment. As you approach the tavern, what you begin to feel and hear upsets your insides. Something behind you, as if leaning to whisper in your ear, "Look this way." Now,
Well, can you repeat that?
look this way.
I see. Only the most excellent of omens to start this campaign off.
You, being a wizard, know when you are hearing something piercing the veil because you reach through it all the time to gather your magic. And that thing behind you unshakably echoes in your core. Make a willpower test.
I see.
$27. Okay, you
72.
do not gain an insanity point. You're good. This is not your first rodeo.
Yes.
So you're standing in the doorway of the tavern, people having to walk around or shift past you. Do you turn around to see what's behind you, or do you go inside?
As a matter of fact, he's going to crack his neck, steady himself with a breath, and turn himself around.
What is behind you seems impossible. But you are a student of magic. You've seen the impossible. When you approached this tavern, the street was completely busy. There was horses and everything everywhere, but what you see behind you is a house that has no horses hitched to hit the hitching posts outside. And unlike everyone else seeing a normal house, you, looking at it with the magic sense you possess, can see the seething cloud slowly spooling off of it. And while you're looking at it, the front door opens. all the way. And you can see inside that there was no one there to open that door. And you hear a voice in your ear. Come and see. Welcome. What do you do? And please, while you're thinking about what to do, describe your character. Introduce us to him.
Rodalan. Rodalan is an old man who's clad himself in many a robe and rag. Seemingly well put together, but much of his clothes are worn and somewhat weary. His long white beard is tucked underneath a scarf and into his overcoat or his overshirt. As he huddles against his staff that he's leaning on perhaps more than he needs to. The staff appearing in the shape of a shepherd's crook. Traveler's worn boots clad his feet, and an assortment of pouches, bags, and other similar attire slip around his waist with one larger bag slung over his shoulder and sitting down just beside his waist. He has bright blue eyes that peer out the color of the sky from beneath the dark leather hood. With the only other speck of color presently visible are two bright blue stone earrings that are set amidst his pale hair, which both too is long and equally swept behind and beneath his hood.
What do you do to the house that's seeming to invite you in on its own?
He's going to... He's going to walk toward the house, but not inside. Favoring instead to, with a puzzled look upon his face, wander about and seemingly observe the house from the exterior. Just paying attention to any little details or what else he might glean.
The house has no lighting. There is no indication of habitation. There's dust on the floor, but there's no footprints. The floor, however, is unusual because you were expecting to see a wooden floor. The floor in the hallway inside of this house is cobblestone. But not like the streets cobblestones that are extremely well worn and well used. Oh no. Inside of this house, the stone in here is how one would say fresh, pristine. It is the finest limestone you've ever laid eyes upon, and yet no one has been here. You notice a couple of doors inside made of absolutely some of the nicest mahogany you've ever laid eyes upon. And the strangest part is the ceiling, which you would assume would be made of wood. And it's not. It too is made of stone bricks.
Nope, don't like that. Don't like that one bit.
It is almost as if this were a small castle inside of a larger city.
Well, after circling the property once or twice, he's going to.
You try to circle the
Square-
property and you notice something immediately that's a little off-putting.
Okay.
Only two sides of the house are accessible. The house seems to be built in such a way that it is attached to the other buildings around it.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
And other than that, you can't really tell anything else. The windows are cloudy and dark. Even if you use the light spell that your lesser petty magic has taught you, the light fails to penetrate the interior from the outside.
Hmm. He is going to walk back up to the front, is the door still open?
Yeah.
He is simply then going to speak at the darkness. Perhaps I may attend to your invitation, but first I have some appropriate due diligence to perform. Uh, and some folks who I must very indeed speak with. And he's going to turn around and going to look for somebody who looks local in the mess of all this.
Okay. So you're gonna go inside the
Bar. Yes.
you're gonna go inside the tavern. The Lord Emperor Buckethead Tavern.
Indeed.
Alright. But you have seen the immediate interior, so I am putting in all of the doors real quick. And as you enter the tavern ambience seems to return. It is shoulder to shoulder, busy as can be. By the way, everyone else who's present, make a perception check just as Rodolin enters.
So let's see.
If I don't have it, it's just a raw 10, right?
If you do no, if you don't, perception is a basic skill, so if you don't have it, it is half of your intelligence.
Got it. Round up or down?
Down. Everything in this game is round down no matter what.
Got it.
13.
You need to roll under your score. If you roll under your score by more than 2 degrees, let me know because there's a special bonus.
Oof,
A
close.
degree is 10. So if you have a 44 and you roll a 34, that is 1 degree of success.
So then that 29 I got earlier would technically have been 2 degrees of success for magical sense, if that
Correct.
changes
And the
anything.
27 was 2 degrees of success, which is why you received 0 insanity points instead of 1 or 3. A failure would have been 3. Basic success would have been 1, but you had a 2 or more, so you got an exceptional. So there are. So now I'm gonna teach you guys something real quick. So there are degrees of failure and degrees of success. A basic success or failure is you failed or succeeded. 2 or more degrees either way is an exceptional success or an exceptional failure. And 5 or more is a critical success or critical failure if it did not roll less than 5 or greater than 95. So if you had, for say, a 65 in a stat somehow, and you rolled a 15 or less, well, that stat now crits on a 15. If, however, you had, say, a 12 in a stat, and you rolled a 62 or higher, that's a critical failure every time. So having a bad stat, or being debuffed to have a bad stat, or being buffed to have a good stat, does come with advantage of increasing the critical range for that stat on skill checks, or on any check that is not related directly to combat. Anyway, so Oscar here has 2 degrees of success. Does anybody else have 2 degrees of success, or just a basic success?
Nay.
So you have a failure. Thess, did you succeed?
I did not. In fact, I'm being entertained by the people in front of me that I'm talking to. I missed my roll. I didn't fumble. but-
Oscar, you notice an old man walk up to the house out of the corner of your eye, and it turns your head. It's why you weren't very involved in the conversation. And you can see the old man from the side. The door to the house opens. And the old man appears to be speaking to someone who's not there. And as the old man turns and walks back into the tavern, the door to the house slams shut.
Andre, Thess, we may have an ally in this mystery. Do you both see the older gentleman just entering the tavern?
Where? Who?
Uh,
Oh,
I'll look
hi.
that way.
Yeah.
Ah, yes, I do.
Right before he walked through the door, he opened the door to our mystery house and peeked inside and appeared to converse.
I want to point out, Oscar, he did not open the door. The door appeared to open itself and close itself.
The door... Slight correction. I may be wrong, but I believe the door operated on its own initiative without any contact from him.
Ooh, interesting. Magic house?
That you are remarkably calm about the subject.
A lot of strange things where I come from. Well, I suppose they're strange to folks here.
Hmm. We should keep an eye on him.
I rather think that if we do intend to investigate the ambiguous property, perhaps we should make introductions to the only other person who seems to know that it exists.
Yes. Perhaps we can bribe him with a place to stay.
Or a good meal.
Or engage him professionally. I'm sorry, I'm rather thrown off by this evening, you see.
It's
When
okay.
one
I
spends-
think everything's strange.
Okay.
The dead do walk these lands, so...
So we're going to cut back to Rodolin. Rodolin, you enter the tavern and you see people everywhere. It's standing room only. You do see up at the elven bard and the halfling bard are still having their battle of the mandolin, which to your old ears is a little off-putting. But you do see something peculiar that you've only read about in books and tomes. That's a lizard man.
Eyes immediately light up.
That's a lizard man talking to a knight of Bretonia.
Hmm. Hmm. Wow. Mm-hmm.
That's
So
not something you see every day.
it is not something you see every day. And he's very tempted to go speak with them, though he In fact, he most assuredly would have gone immediately to speak with them under any other circumstance. However, he's... Oh, what's the harm? They've probably been here long enough to know where an owner or some local is, someone who knows about about the house. Presumably. He's going to... He's actually going to walk over to the group.
All right, you approach them. So, while you guys are talking about the old man who just came in, he walks right up to you.
Oh, hello. Hi.
Greetings. Greetings, one and all.
Greetings.
Good evening.
Yes.
We were just conversing about you.
He raises an eyebrow. Well, I am surprised I make such an impression in this fine crowd full of colorful individuals.
Ah, yes. Well, you see, we have quite the conundrum. It seems though not everyone can notice the house across the way, and, well, we saw you root around the entrance of it.
His facial expression, which was very cheerful and yes, pleasant conversation, melts away into a very serious and stern expression. Ah, yes. Ironic. I was hoping to come to you to ask you if you knew anyone if you had known where the locals were, or tavern keep, someone with information, as I intended to inquire about that particular building.
I think the owner of the tavern knows something about it. Directed me to come over here and talk to this absolutely charming knight of Britonia.
Ah, yes.
You're...
I know not what magic or spirits haunt the establishment. However, I do know one way to deal with them, with steel and zeal.
Quite, but I'm curious as to why you have an interest in it, and are already aware of its predicament? Perhaps?
Well, you see, I need housing for me and my equine compatriot while I am on a rat hunt.
His smile returns, a warm and cheerful smile. Ah, of course.
Wait, you have a horse?
Indeed I do.
I've seen horses. But I like horses. They're neat.
Your folk do not use beasts of burden, then?
Not horses.
Suppose that's fair.
And I suspect the fact that you are not already over there is whoever, as you in your inquiries as to a place to stay, you were informed by someone of the haunting aura that seems to cling to that place.
Yes.
I see.
It seems as though the owner is aware of it and thusly provided it at a reasonable market value.
Aware of it.
Provided we can last the night.
I
He
see.
stipulated lasting the night.
Yes.
Indeed he did.
Am I alone in being incredibly suspicious?
No.
Alas, you are not.
Saw that coming.
I'm also alone in the presence of a gigantic mace.
Don't worry about it. I had to load in some stuff, and it threw him for a loop. Literally, I watched him do a flip.
God, there's just something falling, clipping through and reloading. Over and over. It's in a portal situation.
I'll take care of it. Don't worry about it. You guys
Fair
just
enough.
continue on.
Alright. Yes. In fact, I feel the owner is aware of it. Look, I shall be frank with you. If the owner is aware of it, I might need to speak with him. Perhaps it is of
Don't
more...
like the witch hunters.
Perhaps. Perhaps if my foulest instincts are accurate, perhaps the Inquisition. But where are my manners? My name is Rodalan. I am a wanderer and scholar who has come here on business and for perhaps the rat problem, as it were.
Oh, you like killing rats too?
I certainly like the pay it could receive, as a wanderer's lifestyle is not so easily supported.
Yes, of course. I understand.
Ah, finally an Imperial scholar that leaves his ivory tower.
Oh, you'll find I have very little interest in such places. He kind of clings his staff to him a moment and says, "My heart is in the roads, the prairie and the folk therein. Not so much the locked away locations." But of course, I should ask all of your names. Or I believe, of course. Oh, sorry. Who has already given their names to him?
I am not sure, actually. I suppose we should just go down the line.
I don't think any of us have.
Okay, so that's what I thought.
I give a bow to you, lowering my head, and then raise it, and I give you a cheery expression, and I introduce myself as I am Andre Morhire, Knight of Carcasseron, and I am here on a noble quest to slay the local rat population.
I see. A pleasure to make the acquaintance of one such as yourself, young of body and strong of will. Then he'll just go ahead and look to Oscar next.
Ah, yes. Oscar Hertzsprung of the minor noble house of Hertzsprung of Nuln, at your service and your kins.
You certainly don't appear to be a man of conflict.
No, I am a student of the Nuln College, the gunnery school as it is known. I am in the middle of a longer journey that sees me taking some important documents to my peers. I have found myself in this town for some weeks as a layover while our caravan prepares to travel north. I have also heard of the rat problem and believe it to be more than simple rodentia.
I see. An admirable assessment, I must say. It is a pleasure to make the acquaintance of a fellow scholar on the road.
Likewise, sir, likewise.
Hi, I'm Desorao of Lystria. You can call me Des.
Des. A pleasant and simple name. I very much look forward to getting to know you.
And you. I as well.
Indeed. And so perhaps if chance should permit us to speak for more than the endeavor of this house and its investigation, I would be delighted to hear stories of your home. A place that I have long sought to visit, but never had much of a chance to.
It's a long way away from here. Yes.
Oh, that is quite an appropriate statement. But yes, I would like to speak to this innkeeper.
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, want to make sure you're finished.
I am.
Okay. as you're all conversing and getting to know each other and coming to agreements, it seems, there is a commotion with Andre's horse. As a matter of fact, all of the horses outside suddenly let out loud neighs and shrieks of surprise. You look, and you see the source of why your horse is upset. Standing next to your horse is a rather large bear with solid white fur and scar marks across its belly. But it also has what appears to be a collar made out of the hides of foxes and a name tag.
By the lady.
And there's a moment
By
until
Verena.
you see the bear's owner. A woman dressed in blues, and clearly dressed for the winter, even though it is early fall. It's not quite that cold yet. And she has what appears to be icicles on one of her hands. And she reaches up to your horse and touches it. Rodolin, she's casting a spell. It's unmistakable to you. There's not even a roll for you to recognize that is some sort of spell. And a 10 is good enough. And you watch as every horse outside, for some reason, calms itself. And goes back to being just as docile as before she approached. For all intents and purposes, she's cast a spell called Calm the Beast. And used the extra magic from rolling a 10 to, instead of having to touch each one individual, she's going to touch one and let it echo out. She turns. Morty, sit. And the bear sits on the spot, no questions asked. And she walks into the tavern, and the tavern keep comes up to her and starts motioning, and you can clearly see they're in an argument. She's a younger girl, appears to have blonde hair. Rodolin, you've read about these people. Kislevites. But the red-brown hair mixed with the mannerisms are confusing to you, because Kislevites usually don't have red-brown hair and tame bears. But the innkeeper points at the house across the street, and she looks at the innkeeper, looks at the house, looks at the innkeeper, and is clearly in a heated moment with him. Does anyone want to listen in or approach?
Yes, definitely. As Radlin is going to say, pardon me, but I think I might need to have a curiosity to sate.
Do let us know how that goes. Quite the curiosity, that one.
Indeed.
As you approach, you can clearly hear their conversation as several people around them have quieted down to listen to the argument. Listen here. I don't care what you're saying. That house wasn't here when I walked up, and I know a curse when I see a curse. And the innkeeper replies, my dear, I, Hindelbig, promise you, it is not cursed, and also, I'm going to be entirely honest with you, I am insulted at the mannerism. Kislevites coming up here causing ruckus. You're so far south, you done lost your sense.
As a matter of fact, she has not. At least not entirely. I have seen many wanderings, and I have seen many places, and I can confirm that there is something amiss about that house. I say, walking close.
The innkeeper looks at you, looks at her. You, old man, you know this woman?
Not any more than you do, but I know the signs she refers to. There is something amiss with that house.
How?
I know that without.
What do you confer with witches? He turns to her. He turns to her. You witch, get out of here! You're scaring my customers. I will do no such thing. I have a writ from Kislev that says I am allowed to be here and I am immune to your witch hunter wrath. This is the 13th inn I have been to, and I don't care if you think it's unlucky. I would like a place to sleep tonight. Fine, you can go to that house over there. It's open and it's mine, and you know what, old man, explain it to her. He hits her on the shoulder with his hand as he stomps off. Clearly done with the conversation. What is his problem? House is cursed.
I can somewhat empathize with the fact that he may not want to acknowledge it. Bad for business. But on to more pleasant matters, at least.
And who are you supposed to be, besides skin and bones?
I am somewhat. My name is Rodlin, and perhaps my business in this city is a different matter. But I share your concern about that house. What is your name, young lady?
I am Lucia Belik. I am, as he says, a witch. Well, an ice witch of Kislev, which means that I am not one of those random hags who sells you a draught to make your penis hard again.
No, I quite see that. I noticed your handling of the horses outside. Very good work.
It is something you learn to do when you have to train a bear like Morty, who's always unruly. You hear a "Rah, rah," outside, and she goes, "Morty, you will get your goat in a minute."
Well, either way, it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance, he says, extending a hand to shake.
She reaches out to shake your hand, and there's something you do notice. The glove is warm, but as the handshake stretches on for a second, the hand inside the glove is cold. And when I say cold, it's as if you have a core of heat or a core of ice surrounded by a thermos. You can feel the ice inside if you leave your hand against it long enough, but only if you leave your hand against it long enough. It's good someone here talks sense and not superstition. So
I assure you, not everyone in this land is quite so hostile or superstitious.
in Kislev, we would just burn house down and start over, but I'm assuming he doesn't want to burn down house.
It's unlikely, no.
It may be the only way where to sleep tonight. I've even tried getting to sleep in the stable. Apparently the last inn had 6 guys already in the stable. They were from... Ugh. They were from Stirland and were doing things to the sheep.
That sounds
I
about
see.
right for Sterlanders.
They tried to they tried to insist that boiled beer was good. I know Doodle over there just had a boiled beer.
I mean, the brewer in me, the player, says, "What the fuck?" The lizard folk says, "Beer? Boiled? Never had that before."
She points back to the people behind you. Are those companions of yours, or just someone you happen to be standing with? I would say sitting, but there's nowhere to sit here.
They are acquaintances. And if you are to be seeking to sleep in that house, we share a common goal, as it seems, if not mistaken, the barkeep made some sort of offering to them.
Yes, Lady Albert's guest chamber was flooded tonight, so I couldn't sleep there. And she refused to let me sleep in the stable with my bear. So I have to go find somewhere else to sleep, which means bear comes with.
Lady Albert.
Yes, she's the local countess.
I see. I suppose that explains why you. What business brings you here? A message, or were you summoned personally?
I am chasing a foul green skin, and the trail went cold near here. I found Lady Albert getting ambushed by banditry, and I don't particularly appreciate Norskins any more than anyone else, so she brought me here after that. If I hear wind of that foul green skin, though, I will have to go hunt them down.
I see. Well then. Well then. It is a pleasant thing that your travels have led you here for the moment.
Indeed way. Would you care to introduce me to your acquaintances?
Yeah, I think I shall.
She turns around
I'm
for
gonna
a
walk-
she turns around for a moment and points at the bear, and then points down at the ground. And the bear just lowers his head and puts his head on his paws as if he's understood what she just meant. And then follows you over to your acquaintances. Hello, I am Lucia. I don't wish to refer to you as skin and bones at the moment. You've actually been hospitable.
Rodelan.
Rodelan, yes, Rodelan. He has been most hospitable and has chosen to tell me about your woe of the house across the street, since it's apparently the only place open tonight to sleep in.
Yes, that's what I was told as well. Oh, I'm being rude. I'm sorry. My name is Thessarau, and you can call me Thess.
Is that a lizard?
Indeed, it is.
We
Quite the
believe
curious
so.
creature.
Thess has told us that they are a lizard, and I am inclined to believe them.
Looks up. That is one big wretched lizard.
I'm not wretched. I don't even know what the word means.
You don't know what it means. It could be a compliment.
Well, yes, but I'm not that.
Understandable.
Whatever that is.
And she looks and goes, and you two are?
Oh, Oscar Hertzsprung of the minor noble house Hertzsprung of Nuln, at your service and your kins.
Ah, and I am Andre Morhire, noble knight of Carcassonne. A pleasure to meet your acquaintance.
She narrows her eyes at the knight. You're not going to dismiss my opinion because of what's between my legs, right?
Oh, no, quite. Damsels are quite esteemed from where I'm at.
Mm-hmm. And she looks at Oscar. A student. Gunpowder, bang bang.
Yes, indeed. In fact, the end of my journey will be in the capital of your fair kingdom, if I am not mistaken.
You would come to Kislev?
I have been entrusted with the latest documents from my college professors, their latest innovations, and as per the kinship between our people, I've been tasked to deliver such documents to their peers within your capital so that your gunpowder weapons may be just as effective as ours.
I am so sorry. In advance.
Why? I have been told that Kislev is a beautiful nation.
It is, but I'm going to go ahead and warn you. They're going to be very rude to you for a little bit, and I am apologizing in advance for their rudeness.
I am a small
I imagine
man
that if it-
in muscle strength, and I am well spoken. I am quite used to rudeness.
I imagine Kislev is an acquired taste.
I am a Kislevite, and Kislev is an acquired taste. So, do we know anything about House?
Not
Less
much
than
other
we'd
than
like.
not much other than most can't see it.
Haunted,
Truly,
I'm told.
most cannot see the place. I did not know that.
Ah, yes. Well, my first instinct was to ask the knowledgeable folk of the half race, but apparently none could see it aside from the elf and the barkeep.
I am not one to always rush ahead, but in this case, I think our best bet is to go inside.
Well, that's certainly a way to
Perhaps.
spring any traps that's there.
Though Radlin's face sours a moment before he says, "Perhaps." Before we jump in there, I have detected a few more details. The house spoke in the back of my spoke a whisper to me as I approached past it. In simply speaking on a whisper as though it invited me in, before I turned and watched the door fly open. Furthermore, the insides are very strange. It looks not at all like the inside of a cottage or house of its make. Fine woods, polished stone floor, and a ceiling that does not match the roof above, but instead has stone.
The building does not match its exterior.
I have heard of such things, and I half expect it is more than simply a haunting or a curse. I wished to speak to confirm the potential details of this with the innkeeper, because such spatial distortions could even be indicative of a far worse influence.
So,
The innkeep was less than forthcoming and seems ready to throw us to this house, knowing full well the legends surrounding it.
we're not just burning house now?
Unfortunately, given if any of my more severe suspicions are confirmed, burning it down would do little more than make whatever it is spread or change shape.
Well, so we can either go in and cleanse house, which Ursus approve, or we can sleep on street. I don't want to sleep on street.
I say we storm in there and give any sort of unliving creature a piece of our mind and steel.
I'm in
I quite
agreement.
agree,
We
though.
should go and make it less dangerous.
I quite agree. Though perhaps I am cautioned to go in without a few more answers, and perhaps another sword or two for support.
My
I
dear,
can understand.
it is one house. 5 people are going to fill a house very quickly.
Perhaps. Then, yes. Then let us go. Besides, time. If we are to get a good night's rest after this, then we should have some night to rest within.
Okay. So we all going over to the house now?
Yep.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. As you approach the house, first I'm going to have to change the music.
Give me 1 second to throw away an apple core I was eating.
Okay. That is not what I intended, but we'll wait for the player to catch up. In the meantime, as you approach the house, there's a slight gust of wind, and the door to the house just kind of eases open.
Well, that's not creepy at all.
All right.
The armored voice. We do. Don't suppose you find it displeasing that your invitation to me was taken up by more than just myself?
The house seems to groan for a moment, and then opens the door the rest of the way until it lightly taps against the far wall. Every so often you hear another tap, tap, tap.
Alright, I'm going to actually cast a spell upon myself.
Mm-hmm.
Going to cast Premonition.
Okay. So now we're going to teach everyone how spellcasting works. So first off, you have a magic rating of 2. Do you wish to throw 1 or 2 dice for this?
I'm actually going to attempt to get out the aforementioned the associated item, and
Okay.
attempt to throw. We'll say 3.
No.
Or is
The
the item just
associated
guaranteed?
item adds 2 points, not 2 dice.
Oh,
So do you want to throw 1 or 2 dice for this? Remember, throwing 2 dice could invoke the Wrath of Zinch, where 1 die won't, but obviously 2 dice would give you more power.
let me check the casting number.
As a side note, these sample notes up here are useful for putting spells down when you have the chance. Why there's
like
a shitload.
box
It's
that?
why there's a shitload of them in front of me, because every one of the notes is just every one of the note cards is just a spell. And for everyone's enjoyment, this is the spell that she cast earlier.
Nice.
Indeed. Well, I'm going to throw 2.
Okay. What's your casting number? Casting number
16.
being the... Oh, so you need a 16 on this. And you're adding the items, so that's a plus 2 or 3?
Plus 2.
Okay. Are you... Before you throw, are you going to try to channel first, or are you just going to let it go?
Remind me how channeling works.
It's a willpower test against your channeling score. You do have to be trained to channel.
I am trained in channeling. So I will do so.
Okay, so throw a willpower test first. If you succeed, you add your magic rating to the roll as well. So that would give you another plus 2.
I do not believe 61 versus my 50,
Versus your
so I don't.
50, and you don't have plus 10. Okay, yeah, nope. So that does not succeed, but you still get to throw the casting roll anyway. So 2 dice, you need a 16 on 2d10 plus 2. Whenever you're ready.
Alright.
Oof. That is a 9. That is a failure. So the spell fizzles. Nothing bad happens.
He just kind of holds his hand to his forehead for a moment, as though praying.
And now I get to have a little bit of fun. So, per the rules, do you look up at the moon?
Which one?
I'm asking first.
So, what significance would I be aware that this holds?
The moons, plural, can give a boon or penalty for casting, depending on their phase. Do you look up at the moon?
Sure, I look up at the moon.
Okay. To your horror, as the clouds part, something unnerving befalls your face. You see the full moon of Morsleb and the full moon of Morslab. Both moons are full tonight. For reference purposes, for everyone to understand, the phases of the moon affect magic. If the true moon is a full moon, you get a +2 to all your casting rolls. If the false moon is a full moon, you get another +2 to all your casting rolls. But there's a catch. If the false moon, aka Morsleb, is out at all chaos incursions are +1 severity.
Oh no.
So Genheimenstag, aka the normal moon, and Morsleb are both out, and both of them are full. And the only recorded time this is supposed to happen is on, I'm gonna have to say this really hard because it's German, Geshernisnacht, aka All Hallows Eve.
Yeah.
And it is
That adds up.
chosen to happen tonight.
Oh dear.
And is this not the actual All Hallows Eve?
It's the equivalent in Warhammer Fantasy for
Okay.
the Imperials. I
Geheim-
think Morsleb only shows up fully like twice a year, and it's both bad news bears when it happens.
That is correct.
And it's I think it's pronounced Geheimnisnacht.
Yes. You guys are going to get a loading screen for a moment. And that's just to load in the music. It'll take a second because it's 200 megs.
That is a beefy song.
It's 2 hours. It's ambience.
All right, hell yeah.
So as soon as everyone is loaded, I will start with the next piece because its sound is just as important as intent or passing things on. We're waiting on Aphid. Apparently it only loaded... Nope, there it goes. The clouds part to reveal the two moons. The door to the house is open. Without missing a beat, unless someone else goes first, Lucia's just gonna walk in.
I will also go first.
Okay, Andre, you step forward and you go, "Milady," and you step in first. Stepping in far enough to make room for the others.
I immediately douse my sword in holy water.
So you're dousing your sword in holy water. Okay. I will make a note of that. Is anyone not going in other than apparently Andre's horse?
Yeah, Andre's horse, I just give him a little kiss on top of the head. Tell him I'll be back.
Okay.
I'm going in. Everyone
Yeah,
else seems to rush
absolutely.
forward before me, so I guess I'm bringing up the ladder bottom
Actually,
parts.
Thess,
Rodolef's going to wait. He's going to wait a moment, but as the others begin walking in, as he just takes one last look across this thing, before taking a deep breath and heading inside.
so Thess, you actually walk in, at the same time as the bear, and the bear nuzzles your shoulder, and he's very warm.
Ooh. Mammal. Bear. I mean, you're warm. Cool. No, warm. Yes.
And
I'm gonna stay close to you.
while
I
you're
read that warmth is a matter of relevance to you.
and as
Yes.
soon as Thess says yes, the door slams shut.
Hmm.
I will slowly turn and look at the door. Wow. That wasn't ominous at all.
Huh.
Okay.
Does everyone see the same thing that I saw? The polished stone, strange ceiling,
Yep.
really nice furniture.
Yep.
Quite.
All right.
This establishment seems to be much larger on the inside.
As the door
Is it?
as the door slams, you're enveloped in darkness for only a brief moment. Without anyone seen doing it, torches begin to light along the walls. At evenly spaced 10-foot intervals. And the room is, while not brightly lit, lit well enough that no one has any trouble seeing.
All a small dart in my hand.
You're all standing in what appears to be a hallway with multiple doors. Everything seems off. As if the house is tilted 2 degrees to one side, but you can't figure out which side.
Oh, Sigma Morvarina, look over us now, for we are in a time of trial. Oh dear.
I just start to walk forward and I say, "Well, let us find ourselves recounted in scrolls, shall we?"
Lucia turns just to check the door. It's locked. I don't know how it's locked, but it is locked.
You know, I didn't even want to test it because a part of me just... I hoped I was wrong, but I sort of expected it to be.
Now, to keep this a little more organized, everyone, please roll a new initiative, and we will move in initiative order.
Huzzah!
Nice.
Oof.
Howard, here's my D100.
Your initiative is your agility plus a d10.
Let's get it.
Agility.
Oh, yeah.
Plus a 2. Initiative 50 again.
We got
29.
56 this time.
32.
It's
Old man going last.
what does old man have? 29.
29.
Old man really going last. I have a 30, though the bear has a 38, which is kind of funny. All right. With that in mind, you may move up to your full movement right now as we are out of combat. So, Andre, with the 56, good freaking grief, an elf would have trouble keeping up with you. Go ahead.
I will just, bereft of any sense of danger, I will just walk straight forward.
One moment. I do have to do a thing, as I miss something.
Oh, you're good.
As you take your first steps in, and the light starts to settle, you notice something. a double door seems to appear here.
Ah, curious.
And there should be... And this one didn't appear. This one was already here. There is another door over there.
Okay, thanks. I will move 4 forward, because that's my movement speed. Plop myself right there, and immediately start to check the corners, looking for any movement, anything like that.
Make a perception test.
Alright, we're gonna do that flat. Let's get it. Stay behind me. I have slain the walking dead before. Oh, we got 4.
That is a
So-
crit success. Awesome. You start looking around for movement. The first thing you notice appears to be a bare foot of someone, but you only see it for a moment as it just phases through this door. You look over and you swear you see the silhouette of a person over here as nothing but shadow, and it melds into the ceiling when you look directly at it. Thank you. Hmm?
Colin is home.
Okay. And the last thing, as soon as you come up to this corner, something strange happens. A grappling hook falls from the ceiling and lands right next to you.
Ah,
There's no hole or place for that grappling hook to have come from.
it just does.
But there it is.
Is it like, just so I'm understanding, is it like dangling there?
No,
From
no.
a
It
rope?
just, everyone saw and heard it. It just tang onto the ground.
Got it.
There's no rope
So it's
attached.
just-
It's,
got it.
there's no rope attached. It's rusted. Not sure where it came from.
I boldly proclaim that the restless dead of the night find yourselves scarce in the presence of one of such holy zeal of the lady, lest you find yourself slain. And I just proclaim that to the shadowy spirits.
Going to rhyme. Dead of the night, find yourself scarce in the presence of this noble knight.
Alright.
Thought you were going to rhyme.
Oscar. You may move up to your full movement, not your half move, and take an action.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, I think we will start with moving up to join our colleague. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
An unaugmented human can move up to 8. Or as a full
Double
move.
your move.
Yeah, double is a full move.
Okay, so actually I'll move up so I'm just behind our noble knight as he proclaims. And as I do, I'm going to draw my sword into one hand, and my other hand is going to go down to the charm that are looped into my belt as Oscar runs his fingers over the various holy symbols that are there, which he says, "Oh, Lady Verena, please give me the wisdom to see through these terrors. Lord Moore, see to it that the spirits of the restless dead lay not their hands upon our souls. Lord Sigmar, be the light and the hammer that will guide us, and smite that which does not deserve to walk upon your realm. Oh, we've made a mistake."
Thus, it's your move. Des, are you there?
I've been muted because I didn't want to make chewing sounds. Everyone seems to be moving forward, so I guess I should move forward. But there's a warm bear next to me. Yeah, I guess I'll. You said we can move 8, right?
You are a lizard man. Your maximum your base movement is
4, same as a
Yeah,
human.
so you can move up to a full move, which is 8.
Okay, so that's 4. Stop, like right. And I'll be keeping a close eye on those twin doors. And I am looking around, much like everyone else. This is a creepy place. It's important to be alert and perceptive.
Okay, as you get there, the grappling hook throws itself across the room.
I didn't do that.
And lands on its side. So, Lucia's going to approach. Maury's current command is follow. So Maury just follows her. And she is going to look at everyone and say, I'm just going to take a peek. And she's going to open this door. On this side of the double door, you all see, let me check the map real quick, number 8. A dining room. So let me set this. No, I need to clone that. Thank you. Drop that. Okay, that didn't quite work as intended.
The hitbox on that door looks a little funky.
Yeah, hitbox on the door is a little funky. And I need a 2. Alright, you know what? You'll work. 2. Anyway, you all see a dining room over here. I'm going to read a description to you all. This large chamber contains a table for a large family with 10 chairs. The chairs, along with several silver settings of dishes, set currently for soup, along with a complete set of silverware. The room, while it is opulent in nature, is rather dusty, as if no one's been here for a while. And there is a sense that you're being watched when the room door is opened.
Do we follow the sensation inside, or should we keep checking doors for now?
Stop the bonus. See if it likes to want to slam again. And is it my turn yet?
Yes.
I believe
Okay.
so.
So he's going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Up to the group. Then move a little bit past and take a look at see if the dust remains untouched through most of this place.
Are you going inside?
Not inside there, no. Into the more into the hallway. He's going to look through the room as he passes it by. But don't see anything else unusual. But he's also going to look and just look about, just in the remainder, in the hall.
The hall's dust seems to be pervasive. If anyone has disturbed this place ever, you would cast doubt on their existence. It's that kind of dusty. And there doesn't appear to have been anyone here for a long time.
I see. Well, he's going. He's going to end his turn by continuing to examine the place. And actually, no. He's going to got enough movement left. He's probably going to walk over and to open another door like this one.
Hold on a moment. Let me finish over here, and I will go open that door. Because I realize there's a couple more features in this room, and I need to fix that. Because I need to scale the things down to make sense. Okay, which door are you opening over here? This one?
Door.
All
Yes.
right. I assume it's in that room. Okay. You are going to open this door. Remove that. And instead we're going to clone this right there. And it is workable to turn that open. You're going to find here something simple. It is the cloakroom. It is a closet with a handful of cloaks and bits inside. There's a couple. There are 5 cloaks hung here with spare boots under each. Many of them are in poor condition. They are moth riddled. There's a mop bucket, but one of the slats of the bucket has fallen off, so it's kind of useless as a bucket now. Do you search the room?
Yes, I might as well.
Okay. You search the room, and you do find something in one of the pouches of one of the jackets. As you rummage through the outer cloak, you find a pouch. And inside the pouch, you find 14 gold pieces and a letter.
Oh boy.
Now the ink on the letter is illegible. You simply can't read it anymore. It's long since faded or become a problem. However, on examination, you are able to find one thing about this. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and clone this one. The seal. I need you to make a common knowledge empire roll about the seal, about the faded seal on the letter.
I see. Now, do I have the common... Let me see here. Common knowledge empire. First, let me make the roll. That's a 10.
Okay. The seal is not the current emperor. The seal isn't the previous emperor. It is an imperial seal. You've seen enough of them at Altdorf to know for sure that's an imperial seal. But it's old. Like...
Well, my friends, I think we have our very first clue. He says, sticking his arm back out of the sticking his arm back out of the room.
Lucia turns her head. What clue?
Well, this imperial seal here, you might notice that it is not a... Those of you who've been in the Empire long might not notice that it does not equate to the imperial seal for our present emperor. I've been around long enough to know that this does not equate to either him nor his predecessor, but an imperial seal it is nonetheless.
So...
Hey, Fee. Quick question.
Answer.
What year does this take place in on the timeline?
This is about 20... let me double check that.
I think the world ends in like 25, 22 or something like that on the calendar.
Hold on. I don't have an exact year, which is why I'm being
Oh,
vague
you're
about
good.
this.
No, you're good. Is it
But
around like 2500, I'm assuming?
I don't know. I don't know when Moon's gonna set it. He hasn't made that declaration yet. What I can say about this seal, if anyone wants to make a common knowledge empire roll and get 2 degrees of success, you will recognize how old the seal is.
This is a skill that Oscar has, so he'll take a look at it as well and see if he can identify.
So, it was a question. It was I do have knowledge empire. That's mine. Was this an intellect based thing?
Yes.
Then actually I got 2 degrees of success.
Oh, excellent.
Okay. You get 2 degrees of success. That's good enough for me. This is an imperial seal from Emperor Sigismund II, which means this letter in your hand is older than a millennium.
It couldn't possibly have
Well,
survived
that's
that.
concerning. Don't suppose any of you here have heard of the Emperor Sigismund II?
In history texts, this is before even the time of 3 emperors. This does not make any.
Alright, with that in mind,
Yes.
I'm going to move to the next person, which is Andre.
All right. He's checking the closet. You're checking the dining room. 1, 2, 3, 4. I will approach this door. And that's a full move for me. And that's about it. Because, can't do anything else after full move.
While we're out of combat, you can take a full move and do an action.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll open the door and peer inside of it. And make you make more map tiles.
Okay, so you're gonna open that door?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
So that is door number 5. As you open the door, something strange happens. The smell of roasting meat hits your face. But something else hits your face. Or rather, your ears. You look inside, and you see that you're looking in a kitchen. But there's a catch to this kitchen as you look inside. You see in the center, next to a large island used for cutting and preparing food, an entire boar roasting on the fire in the center. The catch being, there's the unmistakable sound of rusty metal grinding your ears as the spit that the boar is being roasted on is clearly long since due to be replaced. There are also 2, 3 more doors in here.
Oh, damn, this place is getting big.
I'm not going to mention this, but there's an upstairs.
That's fair. I figured that from the outside.
There's a reason why I'm trying to keep this on this half of the table, because I know I need the other half for it upstairs.
You're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a kitchen for preparing and making food.
I'm going to use my dungeoneering skills and look up in the doorway to see if anything is going to drop on me.
There's no hint that something is going to drop on you.
Does the boar spit move on its own?
Yes.
I'm going to go ahead and assume that the Empire does not, in fact, have mechanized, like, roast spinners, right?
Correct.
That's definitely peculiar. And then again, this whole place is... Is there any other movement in here besides the boar?
At the moment, no.
I share the basic details of what's in here. I say, there's a kitchen. There's a kitchen in here, and there's the roasting spit with a fresh boar on it rotating in here. Though, I think it unsafe to attempt to eat it, or anything from here.
As you turn to talk to the rest of the group, something wild happens.
Oh no.
The boar on the spit begins to pull itself off of the spit.
Oh!
And its legs grow longer. And it's clearly getting strangely animate, despite being a long dead animal.
I like that a whole lot less. I didn't like it before.
It turns to you and snarls as it continues to pull itself off of the spit. You closed the door.
Yeah, I'll close the door. I'll be like, the boar is mutating.
Are you mutating?
Yes, the boar is mutating. I anticipate him to be here any moment.
Kind of person.
I do not put much faith in the structural integrity of the door, and if it
no.
could, this house does appear to be malicious. It may simply open the door to let the pig.
You do hear, noble knight, from the other side of the door. Rash? I'm not rash, but you are. The most well-spoken pig you've ever heard.
Ah. I'm assuming it's speaking Reichspiel.
Yes. And then you hear the unmistakable oinking of the pig, as well as the grinding of the spit that it's dragging behind it.
Got a face that'll be straight out of Darkest Dungeon.
Yep. Mm.
The swine folk.
Okay.
That's
So
good.
you've shut the door.
Yeah.
Probably
gonna
the
go ahead
right
and do
thing
that.
to do. I do need you, since you did see the pig, to make a willpower test or gain an insanity point, because you just saw a boar that was being roasted transform into, and I'm going to quote the exact text here, undead, partially roasted boar.
Yeah,
Zombie.
that's a little more unsettling than whatever the Tomb Kings can cook up.
So I do need you to make a willpower test. In the meantime,
Willpower
we're going to go to
test.
the next person, because your last action was to shut the door and inform everyone of the pig, which goes to Oscar.
We fail. I'll fate point. Reroll. Do I just give you the fate point, or
No, you only give me the fate point if it's burned. A simple reload roll, you just take it out of your coffer.
got it? Oh yeah, that's an 8.
So you don't gain a sanity point. Cool. Oscar, you're
I'm
up.
functional.
Okay. That is a. The pig is coming to. The pig is coming. The pig is coming to life. The pig. Okay, I can do this. I should assist. I am going to, in addition to having my sword out, I'm going to unlimber my shield and, despite not having much experience with it, hold it in a relatively sensible guard position. And I'm going to take up a position just behind Oscar. Hold the shield as I've seen state troopers hold theirs in a guard formation, and hold the sword ready behind it. And despite being very clearly nervous, just being like, the gods of men and the gods of old are with us. This fiend shall not avail us.
Okay.
I hope.
Thess, you're up.
Okay. I'm going to unlimber the blunderbuss, which is loaded with solid shot, so it's single target. And I'm going to kneel and aim at the door, the closed door. And my action is to aim this round.
Your action is to aim. Okay.
So the moment that door opens, I'm going to pull the trigger.
Hit him with the gyat. All right. This is great. This is going good.
Yep. It's going to be exciting.
Remember your training, Oscar.
I will do my best, although my training was against peers, not pork.
Okay. So I'm going to describe this so everyone is aware. It's the next person is Lucia, who is going to kindly close this door for right now because there is a different problem, and she understands. She's going to shut the door and go, closing this door. We deal with other problem. We deal with pig first, apparently, because whatever's in this room we can deal with later.
Quite concur.
And that's her action. And then she is going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to here. And command Mori to continue to follow. And she's facing this way. Towards the door. Now, you're expecting a pig to come through the door, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you expecting the pig to come through the door is what I'm asking.
Yeah. And I'm also, I didn't get to say it, but I'm going to take my shield's free parry. I think that's how it works.
You only have to take the parry if you're attacked.
Fair. Thank you.
However, what happens instead is the pig is standing on the other side of the door and reaches up with its trotted hoof and somehow manages to just open the door like a normal person.
Yeah. Yeah. That's definitely not kosher.
However, I also want to point out that you are being attacked.
Yep.
But not by the pig.
Oh?
Flying right at you are two butcher's cleavers that seem to move and attack on their own.
Oh.
So congratulations. You were being attacked by cutlery.
All right. Ballistic skill test, I'm assuming?
No! Weapon skill, they're melee.
Fair. Well, I'll do parry on the first one. And then the second one, I'll face tank.
Well, if you have a shield, you do get a free parry in addition to your normal parry.
Yeah.
But, anyway. So the way parrying works is you don't actually have to parry. You don't actually have to declare a parry unless you're hit.
Oh, okay.
And further, everyone gets a free parry attempt so long as they have a weapon or not. It doesn't actually matter. They get a free parry attempt every round. You get one free dodge attempt if you are trained in dodge blow, which is an advanced skill. If you're not trained, you don't get your free dodge. And
Fair
lastly, if you have a shield or a parrying weapon, you get an extra parry. So, in the meantime, the two knives out, as they would say. The first cleaver, that's not a roll. Try again. That's a roll, and the guitar died. First cleaver is going to roll 35 out of 25, so it missed. The second cleaver gets a +5 bonus, because this is the second person attacking you in melee. And it gets a 33, which also misses by 3 this time. So, you were under attack by cutlery, Sir Knight. Angry cutlery.
Is it like floating there, or is
Yes,
it
it's floating in air at head level, taking swings.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I was reading the wrong profile. The second one does hit you exactly. So I need you to, if you're going to parry, I need you to make that weapon skill test against getting hit by a rusty butcher's cleaver.
Got it. Shields say they're defensive, which is a plus 10% chance.
It is a plus 10
So,
bonus, yes, for defensive.
I'm fishing for 48 or less.
Okie dokie.
32. We parry.
Now at this time, Kesh, your held attack action would activate.
Who's Cash?
Or Thresh. Thesh.
Tess.
Thes.
Tess.
I apologize. Your held action would activate, and you are allowed to
Okay.
take a shot.
Okay.
Are you solid? Do you have solid shot or scatter?
This solid shot specifically in this case, and I am aiming, which gives me a plus 20%.
Okay.
Oh, which means I need a 41 or less.
Well, technically, what is the range of the weapon?
The range of the weapon for a blunderbuss is 36.
Okay, you were well, since it only has one range increment, you were well within the point blank range area, which is 1/10 of its current maximum range. So for most things, it's 1, but for something with range 36, it would be about 5. So you're inside of point blank. That gives you 10% extra chance to hit. So you have 20 from aim. Yep.
21 from my skill, which is 51 total.
Yep.
All right, here we go. 28.
28. Okay. That does hit. Go ahead and throw your
Good shot.
damage, which is a D10 plus 3.
It's a D10 plus 3. Okay.
Yep.
No, it's a D10 plus 4 because I have mighty shot.
Ah, mighty shot.
Today that is 5 points.
I am gonna check something real quick. Because I think
Because I'm not using shrapnel ammo, the shrapnel quality does not apply.
mighty shot is only a +1 damage. Huh.
It is, yeah.
Interesting.
But plus 1 damage is like that's like plus 10% to hit, right? Like equivalently
Yeah.
on a 1 to 10 scale. So that's a lot of extra damage actually.
So the cleaver here will take a total of. You said you did 6?
5
Five?
points.
It takes 1 wound.
Yeah.
It has a
Oh, okay.
toughness bonus of 4. So you kind of chip a piece of the handle off. It turns around and kind of points at you the best way that a floating piece of cutlery can.
You know what? I'm gonna raise one hand from the blunderbuss and make a come here gesture to it.
Okay. Up next, after Thess, Thess's immediate action. We are at the top of the round, so that would be Andre's action. Did anyone else have a held attack action? No?
I think you don't the ice witch and
No.
the scholar.
The Ice Witch closed the door. That was her action, and she moved.
Ah.
So no. The Scholar, do you have a held attack action or just a held defensive action? Because I heard you say
I
raise your
did-
shield like the militia.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I was specifically holding defensively. That was my intent. So, being perfectly fair and honest, no, I was not holding within an attack.
Also,
Got it.
Rodolin, as you've got this really cool letter that's probably some artifact that they could extract the ink from, the ink fragments off the parchment to figure out what the message was, and this pouch of gold. You hear a gunshot!
Yeah.
And you turn around to see Sir Knight over there out of the corner of the room is dueling cutlery that's floating in the air.
That pleasant.
Anyway, Andre,
That's not entirely pleasant.
it's your turn. What will you do, Andre?
Well, I will just go for all-out attack, and I'll go for the one that hasn't been hurt yet, the one that everyone can't really reach.
Okay, all out attack. That is, so you're giving up your base parry.
Yeah, because I get a free parry from my shield, so.
Okay, that makes sense.
And I've got 2 attacks base, so I'm
Um,
fishing for 38s, yeah, or no, 43 because of my
all
sword.
out attack gives a
All out
plus
attack.
20 to hit. A full attack
Ooh.
would be the thing you're looking for. To get swings
Double
equal
attack?
to get swings equal to your attack value. Or do you want to do the all out attack and lose your base parry, or do you want to keep your base parry and just do your normal attacks?
I'll do all out attack.
Okay, so you get plus 20 to hit.
So we're fishing for under 63.
Yes. And this is a full round action. 46 is that does hit.
Yep.
All right.
And then
They have
D10 plus 4.
They have the mindless rule, so they cannot parry.
Oh, that dice went flying.
It is 4.
8. I hit him for 8.
8 total. He takes 4 wounds. So that's the first hit. Second hit. As you slap into this butcher's cleaver and you cleave the back corner completely off where it would normally be hung up.
I guess we'll see who's really on the chopping block now.
68 is a
43, 63 is my limit. So no, that is a miss.
That is a miss. Do you wish to fate point or accept it?
I'll fade it.
Okay.
Might as well.
There you go. Go ahead and throw.
Thank you. We got a
critical hit. Okay, so we have a crit. So throw 2 damage dice.
Oh.
Automatically.
We'll grab 2.
And if either one of them come up 10, you get extra. You get to roll for extra damage. All right. So what's the total?
We've got 20 total.
20 total. So normally we would go to the crit chart, but these guys have sudden death, which means that if their hit points reach 0, they die. So
Okay.
just like that, Butcher's Cleaver, you slash at it once, you cut a small piece of it off, you rear back and slash at it again, and you just cleave it into little metal fragments as sparks fly everywhere. All right.
Nice.
That brings us to Oscar. Oscar, there is a levitating butcher's knife in front of you. You also see the pig. Please make a willpower roll against insanity.
Certainly.
As you can see the pig through the doorway. $52.
That is 52.
That
is 1 degree of failure, I believe.
You get 1 insanity point.
Charming.
And go ahead and tell me what you're going to do while I give you your insanity.
I am going to... The pig is unsettling, but the blade is here, and I think Oscar feels more comfortable attacking the floating object than the giant creature. So he is going to perform, similar to the knight, an all-out attack with his blade.
Okay, do you have more than 1 attack, or is it a single swing?
I have got just the sword.
Your attack stat.
Yeah, no, just 1 attack. Yeah,
Okay.
1 attack.
So you get plus 20 to hit, plus 5 because you outnumber the floating piece of cutlery in melee. 86 is not going to hit anything, though.
No, I would like to spend a fate, I think.
Okay. That's what they're there for. Go ahead and spend it and rethrow. $63, 52. Nope, that is a miss.
Still missing.
And you did all out attack, so that is your turn. Over to Thess, our giant lizard friend.
Wait, did Tess not go once already?
She had a
That's my
prepared
shot.
attack action.
Ah, of course. My mistake.
Yeah, I specifically did not move, did not do anything, and just took aim.
So,
Well, the blunderbuss is empty, and it takes forever to fucking reload. So, I'm gonna take my my free ready action and unready the blunderbuss. And I guess I'm drawing my swords to get in close.
okay.
Which is that would be my normal action. And I don't think I can move after I do that, can I?
If you do not have quick, so what are you doing?
I'm using my quick draw to put the blunderbuss away because it is a fragile piece of equipment.
Okay, with quick draw, you can change weapons outright. You don't. It's not just
Okay.
put something away.
All right, then I am getting a sword out.
Okay.
Just the one.
Just one sword for right now, and you still have the rest of your turn.
And I guess I'm gonna charge the floating thing.
You are at least 2 squares away. You are allowed to perform a charge action. Go ahead.
Boom.
As you kick the grappling hook out of the way.
And hopefully it doesn't cause a problem for me to move through.
So a charge is a plus, I believe. Let me look on the right chart. That would be helpful. Here we go. A charge is plus 10 to hit.
Okay.
You have successfully charged. You are also ganging up with 2 other people. No one has the gang up talent, but so that only gives plus 5s. So that's 10, 20 to hit against your weapon. Plus 20 plus your weapon skill against a D100.
So I gotta roll a 66.
Nice. That's a pretty good weapon skill you got.
That's cocked.
Is there a fate?
That's
good.
that's cocked. I'd like. There's no getting around it.
I mean, that's still gonna be a miss.
It is a miss.
Is there a fate point I can use? I don't
There
have
is
one
no
naturally.
audience. The audience has not decided to intervene tonight. There is no audience fate.
Okay. All right. Then I miss. It's not a fumble though, which is the important thing.
All right.
But I get to attack.
You did get to attack. Do you have a second attack?
I have a second attack.
You may use the second attack on your charge.
Okay. Awesome. Double swing.
Charge, charge, full attack, and all-out attack allow you.
0-6.
That is a hit.
Ooh.
It is 1 shy of a critical hit. No, wait. That is more
No,
than 5
because
degrees
I-
of success because of the
Yes.
bonuses. That is a crit, so roll 2d10 for damage.
2d10 plus whatever a sword does. It's plus
2d10 plus your strength modifier, which is 3.
Watch me min out. Nope. That's a 13, 14, 15, 16.
So you run up and slam your sword at the exact point where the cleaver and the blade of the cleaver meet, and you cut it in half, and the cleaver blade slams into the stone and shatters into little pieces. But you have successfully destroyed the angry cutlery.
Good shot.
More like a good slash, but yes.
Okay, that brings us from Thess to Lucia. Because Lucia has 1 initiative above Rodolin.
29 initiative moment.
We could tie initiative. That's the fun part. And it'd be like a true tie, have to rethrow. Anyway. Actually, I was
Well, I
looking
was
at that wrong.
wondering what the test a moment ago because wait. Is it far enough that I could have a turn? Could I?
You'll get a turn. The pig is still here.
Yeah.
All right. Lucia is going to resort to a spell. And did I not? Oh, there it is. Lucia is going to throw a magic dart using only one die at the pig. Six will do it, plus the 4 from the moons, so that is 10. So that is enough to throw 2 darts. Oh no, that's not enough. She needs 2 more. So this is 1 dart. Magic dart automatically hits and deals, in this case, a whopping 6 points of damage. So everyone sees her fingers light up for a moment. She flicks them. There's a soundless snap, and a tiny bolt of light flies across the room. But when it hits the pig, it slams into it with the force of a crossbow bolt. And the pig takes a total of 2 wounds, as it has a toughness of 4. Okay. That brings it to Rodolin.
Huzzah! Now, Rodolin is going to concernedly step out, and he's got 8 movement. Right? You said.
You have 4 in combat.
1. He's going to step out of the out here. Let me take a quick look at my spells.
Quick look at your spells.
Don't forget my spell for you.
Your spell?
I'm just messing with you.
Okay, I was about to say, like, wait.
Spells are for nerds.
True.
They are.
Yet nerds build the world. He is going to.
That makes elves the biggest nerds.
That's a true fact. How does diagonal movement work?
It's just you can move it diagonal fine. It's just 1 point. There's no extra to it.
Got it. So he's going to do that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Oh. As he tries to get closer in view. Actually, I'll go forward. That was not. Actually, yeah, this way. And he's along the way. He's going to cast. He's going to attempt that same spell I attempted earlier.
Okay, well, if we're going to shift the door there, I'm going to have to shift the pig to where it's actually standing. Anyway, you're going to attempt a premonition?
How much damage? How many hits is the? Yeah.
The pig has suffered 1 hit from a magic dart.
He looks pretty meaty.
There's his wounds.
Yeah, that's pretty beefy. Or in this case, porky.
Indeed.
Night-made pun. It's gonna be fun.
I have a great recipe for pork. It's skewers with a kind of part sweet fruit and a kind of a spicy. Well, you guys would like it. It's got a hard alcohol.
Does already have its own skewer, so that is handy.
It is dragging
Really,
a
it won't
skewer
be-
that is still inside of its ass.
That will be great. We could roast it. It'll be amazing, and we could tell stories.
I
how
don't
would-
think that meat is the highest quality.
Oh, any meat could be the highest quality with the right spices.
Can it reverse? Oh. I have heard of dishes that actually called for partially spoilt meat, or rather are repurposings of partially spoilt meat.
Mayhaps surviving the pig is our first step.
I agree.
Indeed. And he is going to... Actually, yes, after having thought a moment, he is going to do premonition. And he's going to attempt with two dice.
Okay.
Don't blow up.
Okay, that is not doubles. And that spell will go off on an 18.
Excellent.
What does the spell do?
Gives me an extra fate point that I can spend.
Lucky you. Thess is looking over here like I need fate points so bad. There's your temporary fate point. Right there.
Thank you.
Okay. It is now the pig's turn. As you've dealt with his agents of cutlery. The pig is going to attempt to... anyway, the pig is going to attempt to push the knight out of the way.
Uh-oh. Alright, I wasn't counting on that.
So it first has to make a weapon skill attempt. If it succeeds, you will make an opposed strength test, and he will get a bonus because he's bigger than you.
I see.
So weapon skill to hit you. Critical hit.
Oh no.
So he does in fact manage to slam into you. Alright.
Yeah.
His strength bonus is 3, but he is larger than you, so his effective strength bonus is 6. So roll a d10 and add your strength bonus against his. He has an 8 total.
I still have a chance here.
6.
We got a 9.
You do succeed. So what everyone sees is the pig slams into the knight, trying to push its way out of the doorway. And the knight just holds firm and pushes the pig back.
I just stomp on the skewer that's out the mouth. Just hold it down. I'm like, I think it's trying to get through.
That's very unsportsman, little knight, using someone else's weapon to hold me back.
Yet it appears to be working, creature.
It is your turn, Andre, as you have stomped on the skewer and made the pig stop in its tracks.
By the lady. We're gonna go straight for an all-out attack.
Okay.
We're gonna spam slash. Spamming mouse 1 in 3, 2, 1. Yeah, that's a hit.
That's not re-roll this die. It's cocked. As much as I want to
okay.
let you have it, that's an edge, and I can tell it's an edge. That is a hit. Okay.
Got it.
The pig is
44.
The pig is a shambling undead and may not parry.
Uh,
So you can go ahead and roll. He can't parry or dodge. So go ahead and roll damage.
I'm trying to remember. Are dubs crits or not?
No.
Okay, that's another system. My apologies. D10 plus 4. Yoink. 7.
7 against toughness 4, so he takes 3 wounds. And your second strike, because you have 2.
Yep. Oh. We hit.
All right, go ahead and roll damage.
7 damage.
7, so he takes 2 more. So you're hacking at this thing with your sword, and the best description I can give, it's like trying to slash oatmeal. You're hacking mush. It's not doing a lot. There's not, usually when you fight somebody, there's blood spurting everywhere and there's screaming and stuff. This thing doesn't even seem to notice you're hitting it.
Ah.
And there's no blood.
The lumbering dead.
It's your turn, Oscar, as you're watching the knight try to hack the pig apart.
Okay. So with the way Andre's got it in the doorway, is it feasible for me to, if I was standing on one of the adjacent
It will be
squares,
feasible for you to attack it up from one of the adjacent squares, yes.
Yes,
I'm going to make a suggestion.
Yes.
Thess also has a melee weapon. You may want to move to the other side.
Excellent idea.
Seeing as you are the intelligent one to tactfully go, oh no, wait. The bigger lizard has a sword.
Yes. And, yep, I'm just going to just take my sword in both hands and just try and drive the blade down into the head from the angle I can get to from here.
Okay.
And pray that something happens.
Go ahead and make an attack roll. You get +5 to hit because your friend is there, and +10 to hit because of how big he is. Because he is not, he is a shambling undead. You get a bonus to hit him. 14 will hit. Go ahead and throw damage.
Good shot, Skirt.
It's a D10 plus your strength bonus for any hand weapon. Sword, axe, mace, those are hand weapons.
Cool. So my strength bonus is 2.
2.
So it'll be D10 plus 2.
Yep. Ah, cheated of the 9. All right, he will
I'll take it to 7 though.
He will take 2 wounds. You hit it square in the snout, and all you seem to do is just kind of split the skin open and a little bit of muscle underneath it, but it doesn't really seem to care. It's like it can't feel the pain. All right, Thess.
It's not dying. Why isn't it dying?
Thess, it is your go.
As it is already dead.
Ah, it's still up, is it?
Yes, it is still very much up.
I said hi.
All right. I guess I'm gonna step in and take a swing at it. Actually, I'm gonna be taking 2 swings at it. 'Cause I have two.
Okay.
46 plus 5 is plus 10. So 51 plus 10 is 60. Here we go. Alright, dice, don't fail me now. You haven't been rolling great tonight. That's a 0-2.
That is a critical hit. Roll 2 dice for damage. Congratulations.
I'm just gonna knock things over, don't mind me.
Apparently.
That's 12 points plus 3 is 15.
15?
Yep.
Apparently I had not locked those in place.
Oh, it's okay.
15 is going to do 11 wounds. That actually hurts.
Okay.
However, because you have, in fact, thrown a critical hit, now we get the second part of the critical hit. Roll me a D100.
Okay. 63? Yeah, 60.
63. All right. So that is at the 2 point. And your original hit was a 4, correct? So you struck him in the left
0-2.
foreleg. Because this game...
0-2. But yeah.
Oh, 02?
Yeah.
The right foreleg. This game really hates left arms. I don't know why. Alright, let me look at the right arm. Critical hit of 2. His leg is numb. He cannot use it for 1 round.
Okay. That's fine. There's still a second attack coming at him.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
That's a miss, but only by like 2%.
Hold on. So you did you do anything to boost the attack?
No.
Your weapon skill is 46. You get +5 for each ally in combat with the same person. So that's 56, and you get +10 to hit him because of his traits.
I thought the +5% capped out at 5% unless you had.
Is no cap or non-stacking bonuses in this game.
Okay. In which case, then yes, I would hit him.
Okay, roll
But
it.
just a normal hit. That's 8 points.
8 points. All right. 4 will stick. He is down to 6 HP. 6 wounds remain on the piggy. All right. It is Lucia's turn. She is going to channel and attempt another dart because she doesn't have to move this turn. So we're going to attempt the channel first. That is a 20. That will succeed on the channel. And now we're going to throw the dart. 5 plus 2 from her magic rating from the channel is 7. That will cause the dart to go off. It automatically hits and deals... Oh. Oh, okay. I have to look something up now because I'm not certain.
For $5 hold.
One more enemy.
Did somebody... Wait, what? Somebody just tipped to tell me to add an enemy. Really, Tom? Really?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Thank you, Tom.
Hey, more experience points. Famous last words.
Make a willpower test for Ulrich's Fury when casting a spell. Willpower test, go. Nope, 95 is not going to get Ulrich's Fury. So it just deals 13 points of damage. Which is enough to kill the pig outright. Anyway. It is undead, so she hurls another magic dart. This one seems to go into the wound that Oscar and Tess have collectively created. And it gets inside the pig, and the pig looks up and goes, indigestion bad. And then his midsection just kind of blows out.
Oh.
However, there is good news with the defeat of Sir Porkikins. As the pig collapses to the ground, something even stranger happens. The pig's mutated, weird undeadness seems to vanish in a puff of smoke. And what you're left with on the ground is a broken skewer, a pig whose belly is a roasted pig whose belly is blown open, and it looks edible and smells delicious.
Albie, this is a more simple thing.
But as that happens, I'm looking in here and I see what I can add, and it's the silliest thing ever, so I'm gonna do it anyway. As the pig falls to the ground, you're all gonna think this is silly, but this thing has 19 wounds. A half-eaten apple launches itself at Andre.
Oh, good.
Aw.
No big deal with the stuffing.
As if... And Andre recognizes this is the apple that was in the boar's mouth. So, it has a weapon... Oh my god, it has a ballistic skill of 40. Holy... And a weapon skill of 40. Holy shit.
I see we're on to dessert now.
The apple is the secret boss, apparently. It missed. Does it?
Ooh.
It has 2 attacks.
The audacity.
So it flies past your head, and you go, what? You dodge thinking it's a one-time thing, and then you turn to look, and it's coming right back at you. And you have to kind of duck as it flies over your head, and now you're being attacked by what appears to be a sentient, angry apple.
Ah, there was almost an apple in my eye.
And
Time to make this into slices.
Lucia just went. I don't have a chance to give Maury an order, so Rodolin, you're up.
I think you're going to get to the core of the matter.
Well, let's see where the apple falls. And now, I have a question.
I have an answer.
On the notion of potentially on unorthodox, potentially unorthodox spell usage, would it be the spell drop is normally to make someone drop something they're holding, but would it be possible, like wrenching it from their grasp, or would it be possible to use the spell drop to force a little floating thing like this to the ground?
Yes.
Excellent. Rodolin is going to. So we see where the apple is currently. He is going to step 1, 2 closer, and is going to bop the. He's going to bop it with his little quarterstaff, and in the process of doing. Cast drop, attempting to force this thing to the ground.
Okay. Go ahead and make your casting check.
And let's see what it is. It's casting number.
That is literally the
Rather-
most unorthodox use of that spell.
Thank you. I'll just throw a 1 this time. Hey, literally perfect.
Okay. The apple is actually not mindless. So an opposed willpower test, 41 is not a 39, so no. So now I get to reveal what's actually going on here with these animate objects. The apple does fall to the ground and shatters into bits. You have made applesauce. However, let me get the picture installed on this one and get it sized correctly. What appears in its place that's not what I want. That's what I need. Is something otherworldly. Horrific, even.
Oh no.
As if from the dimension of death itself. A maiden covered in flowing broken rags peers out through the void and stares at all of you. What's standing before you is an undead of some sort, in place of where the apple was. And she is infuriated as she lets out a howl of despair.
After bopping this thing like an old man bopping an unruly creature, this thing being the apple, when he turns to this suddenly manifested lady, do he or the rest of us need to make any sanity checks?
Yes, you are looking at you are looking at a wraith.
Got it.
Like a straight up actual wraith. There you go, Tom. I hope that was the best $10 you ever spent right now, because you just summoned a wraith.
Oh, that's cocked.
I was gonna let them fight just the apple, but someone decided to bring the wraith out.
We got a 15, so we're good over here.
26, so I'm fine.
26. All right. Let me get the stats for wraith. It is.
Oh no! Wait, that was the wrong thing. That's a 62.
The wraith will have an initiative of 37, and Lucia's sanity check. Everybody pass their sanity check, or did anybody fail it?
I believe. What's the condition for failing? Just above your willpower?
Yeah, rolling above your willpower. Lucia did fail.
Yes, I did. I failed, but however, I am going to use a fate point to reroll.
18, so I'm safe.
If it makes you feel any better, strangely... Oh, no, wait, they are. Okay, cool. So, you gain an insanity point if you failed. And then everyone needs to make a willpower test against fear, because wraiths cause fear.
Oh, roll again.
Roll a willpower test against fear.
Got it.
Wraith is scary. I am gonna. Actually, no, I don't have to roll. I stand corrected. I have the fearless talent, so I'm good.
That is a 98. I think I'm going to use my other fate point.
I would use your other fate point too, because I would not want to sit there and in front of all of your new friends shit your pants.
Actually, I'm going to.
That's an 11.
This is good. Oscar's good.
I am
Rodling's good.
not.
Oh, did the knight?
Nope.
What did the knight roll?
48.
Okay. Fear causes you to spend D5 turns moving away from the object of your fear. So for the next.
Oh, good.
So I need you to roll a D5, and for that many rounds, you have to.
We got 5.
I'm so sorry.
I am so sorry. For the next 5 rounds, you have to run away from the wraith as far as you can.
That sounds.
That's
lovely.
unfortunate.
You are in fact committing the dishonorable deed of Sir Knight. Sir Knight, you ran away from the wraith of Knee.
Is your nickname Sir Robin?
Now, I want to point out, you will run away in the most obvious direction to get away from them, so you won't move past her. You would run into the kitchen.
It's my turn, yeah?
Yeah.
Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Full run, I'm assuming?
Full run, full move action to get away from it. You're running for the other door.
Yeah. Ah,
This
I
might
am
get
advancing in the other direction.
this might get kinky, because if he will open that door if he gets to it.
That sounds about right.
All right. That moves us to next in initiative order, which would be Oscar. Oscar, you're
Yes.
up. The knight just bolted.
Oh dear. I'm not even 100% sure my sword will do anything against this creature, but right now it is standing between me and all of my new acquaintances. I have approximately 0 options, so fuck it, let's take a swing.
All right. How many wounds does the Wraith have, actually? Oh, that's good news.
Negative?
Wait, Wraiths only have 10 wounds.
But that's an 84, so
You
no good
missed
there.
a creature that doesn't dodge or parry. It's okay.
It happens. We're all a little scared right now.
Bess, it is your
Yeah.
go.
Okay. The knight just took off. Well, clearly, I can't let it get to him. So I will put myself between it and him, and I'm going to take 2 swings at it. As soon as I can figure out which side of the rotational thing my character sheet's on. Oh, here we go. Character sheet. It's just, how many of us are currently engaged with this thing? Just 2?
3. The wizard is technically engaged.
Okay, that's 10. It doesn't get anything precise, so that's just 10. So I need a 56.
Okay, so this is a lesser wraith, so it doesn't have true etherealness, which is good for all of you.
So that's a 16 on the first one, and a 06 on the second one.
Okay, both of those hit. However, a wraith has the ability to simply phase, so I have to roll a D100, and on a 60 or less, the sword passes through, doing nothing.
Okay, well, there's 2 strikes, so.
The first strike, it fails, and the second strike passes through.
Okay. So I get nothing?
No, first strike does damage.
Okay. The first strike is just a normal hit, so let's see. Please roll well. That's a cocked die.
That is very cocked.
Come on. To get off the stupid thing. I have no idea what I just rolled. I can't. That's a 3.
3.
So 6.
6, and wraiths have a toughness of 3, so that does 3 wounds. It has 7 remaining. All right. Go ahead.
Can I use my quick draw to draw my shield?
You may.
I will put my shield in my other hand.
Lucia is going to tell Mori to attack as a half action. So Mori runs up and is going to take a swipe. What is his weapon? Skill is... Oh, yes. It's a bear. What was I expecting? Uh, 69. 56. 1, 2, 3. That will actually hit. Not by much. It hits by 2. But that does actually connect.
Honestly, hit.
However, I now have to roll to see if Mori's claw passes right through. 73. It does not. 60 or less. So Mori does hit it. And Mori will deal 7... I think Mori killed it outright with a lucky shot. 12. It takes 6 wounds. It has 1 left. The bear almost did it. So everybody sees Morris. So everybody sees Thess swing once and connect with something solid. So Thess tries to hit the same thing again, and it passes through. Mori runs up, and you see this little light that's swirling around the inside of the wraith. And Mori swipes a paw and hits the light, and the wraith howls in agony. And clearly there was a solid connection. All right. Lucia is going to use her other half action to move over here, so she has a clear shot for later. All right, Rodolin, it is your go.
Now, he's actually going to, how's this thing, like, looking? Can he visibly see that this thing is wounded, vulnerable, or in a vulnerable state?
The light that's swirling around, swirling around inside it, has sped up but grown dimmer. Other than that, it appears to have suffered no injury.
I'm terribly sorry, tormented one. But it is time for you to sleep. And he is going to actually attempt another potentially unorthodox spell casting. And he is going to attempt to use the sleep spell through his staff, or just bopping it at the touch range.
Rodolin, as a wizard who I assume has some understanding of magic, sleep does not work on undead.
Never mind that. In that case, he is just going to bonk it.
He's going to try to bonk it.
He's going to bonk it.
All right, bonk it.
Bonk it with a stick.
Bonk it hard.
That is D100. Seven. Weapon skills. Remind me how melee attacks work.
You roll under your weapon skill.
Oh, excellent! I rolled under by 1, and although don't I get the bonus from everyone engaging?
Yes, there are 3 other people engaged with it. You get a plus 15.
So that means go from a 27 to a 13, no, 12, which is just a hair away from 2 degrees of success. But either way, that's a hit. So quarterstaff. What is the quarterstaff damage?
A quarterstaff is strength bonus -2, plus a d10.
Okay, so that's just a d10.
Yep, for you, old man, it's just a d10. 7, however, does hurt. Let me check and see if your staff passes through or not. It passes right through on a set. It passes right through. So you're aiming for that little light because that seems to be its weak point, and it shifts it out of the way of the staff just at the right time, and you pass right through. All right, the Wraith did not actually get a turn, so I'm going to have it take its turn now. Eeny, meeny, miny, you know what? Let's throw a die and call it Mo. Eight. Rodolin, I'm sorry.
Understandable.
Its weapon skill is 40. And it will hit. Do you have dodge blow?
No, I don't think I do.
Okay, Wraiths have chilling attack. Its scythe passes through solid objects, striking out to suck the life out of targets. You may not parry its attacks. So since you don't have dodge blow, it hits. And its scythe counts as its scything attack counts as a great weapon. So as it scythes its arm out, its entire arm feels like it passes through you as it tries to suck the life out of you. It throws 2 dice and picks the better one. Both of them are 5, so it does 5 plus 3. You take 8 damage minus your toughness.
My toughness is 2, so I take 6 damage.
As you just feel like part of your life force feels like it was just ripped out of your chest. And that did not feel good, as you feel ice cold on the inside.
Youch.
Alright, Sir Knight, you are presently running away from the source of your fear.
Tactically retreating,
Uh-huh.
but we approach the door and access it thusly.
Alright, that is room number 7. Let me clear out the furniture over here. to make room for 2 and 3 extra rooms. Because it's that kind of night. Now we're not going to be going much longer. We will be finishing up session 0 next week. But in the meantime, let's find out what's in these rooms and go. This is the last round. So, clone. 1. And that's it for this room. Okay, so. You open this door to find a storeroom. Now something is off-putting in here. As you're running into the room in full-blown panic, your mind looking for anything to get rid of this undead horror, you notice a sausage. And the date on the sausage is from 1,000 years ago.
I see.
I mean, not the worst thing he could have found.
It looks like it's in pristine, easily edible condition. But yeah, you found a 1,000-year-old piece of sausage that somehow looks like it's edible.
Hmm.
Other than that, it's just a storeroom.
We will hang out in here. It's good. It's a good closet.
Are you gonna close the door behind you and just hang out in here?
You know? Yeah.
Okay. You have closed the door behind you. That is the funniest thing I've... The knight runs in, spots a suspicious sausage, and closes the door. What is the knight going to do with a suspicious sausage? You don't want to know.
Don't ask any questions.
I mean,
you don't want to know the answer to.
Isn't a pantry just kind of a bigger closet?
That's true. That's true.
He
Anyway,
appears to be swapping chivalry for charcuterie.
I am going to say this. Because you can no longer see the source of your fear, the fear effect ends.
That's great.
Oscar, it's your turn.
Following from the example of the lizard folk and the bear, it is swing and pray time.
Swing, looking for that light. That little light, you're gonna stop it from shining.
Not with a 73.
Yeah. I don't even think all the bonuses in the world would say that swing.
No, not when my weapon skill is only 27.
Student of engineering who didn't study the melee arts clearly.
I am more of an academic than a fighter. I was not quite anticipating to have to try and hit the ephemeral spirits of the damned, my dear lady.
You're going to make an interesting adventurer, student. Anyway, it is actually the Wraith's turn because I missed its initiative last time, and that's why it went at the end of the round. So anyway, Wraithy girl is going to take a swing at Oscar for swinging at it, and she misses. It's your lucky day, Oscar.
Yeah. Oscar's dodge is not military or disciplined. It is literally just a frightened hop backwards.
Bess, it is your turn.
I swing at it twice. That is a 21.
All right. Is it ethereal
first
today? Let's find out.
And for the second one, that's a 53, which will also hit.
Okay. The first one passes through.
Okay.
The second one finds solid purchase on a 99.
Okay. Yay. All right. Watch me roll a 1. No, a 6.
6 minus 3. It is enough. It is undead, which means it immediately dies. You swing at it. You hit the light, the dim, fast pulsing piece of light inside, and you hear a shriek of eternal agony as the spirit dissipates into nothing but ash.
Okay. That was disturbing. Now I know what it's like to fight the undead.
As the spirit dissipates, Rodolin is going to kind of partially collapse forward, clutching his chest.
Oh.
Yeah, Oscar's gonna put his back against the wall and gently sink down to his knees.
Oh, is anyone else hurt?
Where did
No.
the
I return with a
Please tell
sausage.
me I'm the only one hurt.
Don't eat that.
Note that strangely the sausage smells like it's good and hasn't gone bad somehow.
I don't trust anything in here at this point. I mean, we were just nearly kebabbed by an apple.
We were also nearly eaten by a skewered pig.
Yeah, not thrilled. I don't think anything in here is safe.
Sir Knight, as you approach back with the sausage, this cleaver flies off of the table over here, slams into the sausage, pins the sausage to the wall, and then the cleaver turns to dust.
I see.
Yes, all right, that might as well happen at this point.
I have never
Is
been...
anyone shocked anymore?
I have only ever been attacked by cutlery in the hands of a halfling. This is worrisome.
I don't think I'm going to get that gold deposit back at this rate.
I think if we make it out of here, I wish to have very stern words with that tavern keeper, preferably in the presence of a witch hunter.
Probably a good
That we
idea.
can agree on.
Rodolin is going to slowly make his way back up to his feet. Yes, I quite agree.
Are you okay, Skin and Bones?
Well, let's see. I was a little less skin. Whatever that foul spirit was, got me a little bit deeply with its scythe.
Unfortunately,
I've been tasting blood, but
medical
don't seem to be
arts-
bleeding all that much. But it does hurt like I've been stabbed, although very different. Icy cold, draining, the works. Sorry for the inconvenience, but I might need a breather.
I do not think anyone would begrudge anyone else here a breather after that.
He's going to go over and lean against the wall and just kind of slump to a seating. Lay his staff down in front of him. Now, question, DM: how does healing work in this game? I imagine it's a relatively long process.
Okay, so there are 4 ways to get healed. Method 1, time. You just wait for it to happen. Method 2, you receive immediate treatment with someone who has medicine. They get a bonus if they have a first aid kit. You can only be treated once. After that, something else has to hurt you again before you can receive treatment. Method 3 is healing potions or draughts, and magical healing kits. Healing potions you can drink, healing kits you have to use on other people. And the last and final method is dark powers. Magic, dark abilities like regeneration that trolls have, or, powers of chaos.
Mm-hmm.
That's the primary methods of healing. However, with the end of that fight, that is a good place to stop and ask if all of you had fun.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Had a blast.
I can already see that this party's dynamics are going to be very interesting, and I am very much here for it.
Fortunately, for our injured person, there is a healer in the party.
There is.
Yes. Hi.
Excellent.
What
Delightful news.
What are you, Dr. Scales?
No, I'm not a doctor at all. You have to learn how to treat injuries when you're on the battlefield.
I'm just
as long as you're-
imagining the lizard folk popping out a letter that says "Real medical license, trust me."
Oh, they have a good school of dentists. They're very skilled at dealing with the plaque of
So
the
long as you
old
were, so long as you were experienced with giving physics to the human form, I will be not. I certainly won't be complaining.
Well, no, I traveled with a group of corsairs on my way up here, and they were often in need of healing.
Corsairs. Hmm. I see. Remind me when we have another moment to ask you how you came into their company.
Oh, that's an even longer story. Kind of fun, actually. I still write letters to the people who brought me to them.
Brought you to them.
Yes.
He says internally can start wondering if this poor innocent creature was sold into slavery and didn't even realize.
Yeah, Oscar's brain went to the same place immediately.
That'll be a fun conversation.
Anyway, thank you all from Patreon for being here tonight. We will be rehosting at the same link next week for you guys to see the conclusion of our little haunted house here and our session 0. You guys will be the only ones who get to watch the full thing. I'm gonna take this and edit it down to like 30 minutes after we finish next week, which I hope we finish next week if the group stops being so overtly cautious. Not that I blame them. And we'll have less time where I'm explaining mechanics and how things work.
Yeah, I'll be honest. If there wasn't a sense of urgency, I would have gotten dragged some answers out of the barkeep or potentially have tried to hire the paladin of Sigmar, the priest of Sigmar,
Now-
to assist us.
Go ahead.
Now, in the game when it starts, yes, you'll be allowed to do that and take our time and stuff, but we do need to finish this session 0 before then. Anyway, you were saying, Doodle?
I was going to answer one of the questions from your patrons. As far as I am aware, the discussions that I have had kind of offhanded with Moon is that, yes, the two groups will be in the same world, though they might be doing completely different things.
Right.
So there might be the opportunity for a crossover occasionally or etc. But I don't really know the details. I just know kind of the ideas that Moon was throwing around. But yeah, generally speaking, in the same world. Sorry.
Now, the good news about this is if you guys do successfully put the evil here to rest, you get a house, but that's if you successfully put the evil to rest.
I figured that. I know that I've heard that Warhammer Fantasy RP has a lot of basing mechanics.
It does, and having a base to start with is kind of a nice thing, especially one that you could potentially add on to later. But yeah.
This place looks pretty big, actually, if you look at it on the map.
This place has a first floor, a cellar, a second floor, and an attic. Granted, the attic and cellar are only one room each. But yeah, this place is not tiny.
To answer chat, it sounds like we'll be the legal owners after we clear it and pay 10 gold.
I mean, they can squat in here all they want, Lori, but the house is sealed and locked them in, and I'm pretty sure no one has tried to break the door down, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you, they can try. The door's not going to budge. So, yeah, they can can stay in the haunted house all they want. It's just the house is going to actively try to kill them.
I trust my horse to open the door.
And not walk inside.
He knows when he's needed.
Anyway, that's everything tonight. Because I know it's late for some people, and it is it's 11 o'clock here. So I will see you all next week at the same time, where we will be able to start almost immediately back in the haunted house, because we won't be sitting here filling out character sheets or describing how things work and all of that fun logistics stuff that has to be done. I will say this, and Moon may correct me, but just to give you a little helping hand here, if you wrote a backstory and turned it in, you do receive 150 XP.
Oh, nice.
That was
Cool.
part of the exercise. Anyway, I will see you all next week, and in the meantime, not this weekend, but next weekend, I will start releasing the character interviews that are going to be toned down to 10 to 20 minutes each, so people can get introduced to your character.
Awesome.
Nice.
Anyway, good night, everyone. Thank you, Tom and Bronze, for the tips tonight. Those are most appreciated, and we will see the patrons next week for the end of Session 0. Hello, everyone. I was asked to record this so that I could read your names out loud, because I promised to do that last time. Anyway, we have first our Eternal Scouts, Commissar Von Holtz, Fraser Harris, Jesse Fishinghawk, and Short 2K. Up next, as this scroll wheel will eventually get up here and I can start rambling your names off, we have our Chief Engineers of Chaos, of which there is currently only one, Adagio Rose. Congratulations for having your name at the very top of the list. I hope you're proud of yourself. Up next, we have executives of the Slanesh Studio. Fopdoodle on Assignment Spaghetti. What is Assignment Spaghetti? Is that like a spy thing? Come on, tell me about it. Stargazer Song. So do you sing about stargazing, or do you sing while you're stargazing? I'm curious. Sun Dancer. Enough said. Special Writing Cannons is our next tier, and we have Chaos Blur. Are you just a blur of chaos that just so happens to be like Slanesh Korn and Nurgle got together and things happened and now Zinch has to deal with it? Drinking Buddy. You can be my drinking buddy anytime, honey. Nozimo. Solar Aura. I'm wondering if you're a solar flare or if you put down solar flares. I'm actually curious. Thomas Curry. He's Tom. He brought me curry. That's about all I needed to know. We have the Twitty Lounge Pass from Bronze L. And Sean, a.k.a. Heart Moonstone Luntina. That is, by far, the longest and most number of nicknames out of this entire list, and I hope that you are genuinely okay with that. We have our Explosives R&D team. This is Bale Watt. He's bailing out somebody. Blackjack. I didn't realize I was sponsored by that person. We need to go talk about that. Hydra Naros. There's no vowels there. I checked it. I lurk into corner. You can stay in the corner all you want. Just be happy. Michael Bones. Michael Breeden. The Michaels. They're boning and breeding. Pony Chick 16. She's been here forever, and I still enjoy the fact that she's still here. Ryanie Dragonwolf. Stormy Skies. I think I misspelled your name. I'm sorry. Vivid Syntax. Zeeb 2008. Now we have our Office Raiders and Pirateers. 50 Shades of Australia. That's Nightmare Fuel I didn't need tonight. Brendan Kendall. Insane Scorpio the sus one. Yes, you're always sus. Justin Ray Duries. There's no vowels there. Where are the vowels? Carl Bragginson. Legate Lori. Are you with the Roman Empire? Loon. That's his entire name. Shadowman1725. The Phoenix Lord, a.k.a. Captain. Aye, Captain of my privateers. Testing audience, we have Benjamin Recliner, David Fenwick, Paulus the Mad. That guy's been there since, like, year 1, and he's still here. Thomas Hugan. He's Tom. He's about to Hugins. Maybe give the Hawk Tua lady a run for her money. Producer credits, we have Craig Held, DeBirch, Final Sight, Meh, Scott Vogel, Sleeping Soul, and Thermesto97. They just wanted a producer credit. You technically helped produce this. Congratulations. I would also like to offer special thanks to Caffey Cup, my wife, for tolerating my insanity and my ramblings. Mary the Tank Mom and Winston the Tank Dad for helping me get my start in life to begin with. Reggie, my wife's cat. May he rest in peace. Goodbye, Reggie. And Scott Vogel, my co-host and editor. Yes, his name got said twice. Deal with it. In the meantime, please do show up next week where we're going to talk about Gotrek and Felix. I am correcting it now because we've already done the Bretonia episode. We'll be talking about Gotrek and Felix. Hit the like button, and if you want your name up here, it's $1, and I will have to change this and re-record this and read it again. Good night, everybody.